jump and get this ultimate. All of them, it is a 4v5. This could be a huge fight. Bruce Lee does jump in, good kick up. They are going to use the ultimate onto Thor. Thor does back up. They go on to Morris right now. Morris does get ulti by the Ares. Ares doesn't get the kill though. Nadia with a good defensive usage on Ares, but Ares hurts. They're gonna go in. Ares does top. He gets absolutely blown up by the Mario. They are gonna die. Bruce Lee on that backline, dude. So much work. Gonna get this kill on the Diana as well as the fight is going crazy. He is diving. He does get the second kill. Wolfram does get out as well. All so low, but they do survive. And they are gonna dive. Bruce Lee jumps out of this way. And oh, good snipe.
Oh, the light steal from Thor.
Steal. Put that pressure in the 1v1, does dash, do some damage, ultis onto Una, try to do some damage, can the stun hit him? No, it doesn't, good kill there.
Oh, big ulti from Azrath.
Go in, he does get stunned, good counter initiation, he does almost drop, he does end up surviving. Good counter initiation back onto Team Gatos Locos, and they are gonna probably dive this Una by himself, does use an ulti onto them, but he actually died. At 5 here, they're gonna go on to Wolfram. Wolfram getting low, gets frozen, does die. Paul does jump into the back line, gets the stun off on Lunari, Lunari does drop too.
Oh, and Azrath gonna land the ult. Bruce Lee gonna follow it up with the kick, and that's a free kill there.
By players, and they are gonna get bonded here. They have no vision here. They are gonna get caught out. Lulu trying to jump in on that back line. Then they get kited out easily by both Yuki and Aiden, and they are gonna end up hitting up Rockman. 200% does get destroyed. Showed up as red when they're on blue side.
Bruce with the attack buff. He is going in. Oh, and there's the big ult by Azrath. So much damage. Bruce in a lot of trouble though. Will he land the kick? He knocks him up. Apollo. There's the kick. Nice little damage there.
And he jumps over.
Majority of the game. They can't really fight right off
Bruce
the
Lee
bat.
goes in onto this, and then you get the kill with Crystal. So that's another kill from WRX, and they're gonna get initiated on here in the early game. Snoke actually gets caught out once again. Lotus trying to do some damage back onto Saxo, but not able to. They get 2 kills. Absolutely kills that hero as well to end up falling. Tyrion's gonna try to run Poseidon solo, can't escape. Bruce Lee comes in and gets the kill. Good play there.
Will he turn around and get it? Diana gets absolutely destroyed. Bruce Lee in there. Azrath big ulti. Destroys him. Frozen Scepter going down, and
5-man wipe. This might be game here, Sean, as they do all 5 dying. WRX. Now this dragon is up, and they are gonna initiate here on the Apollo. Apollo does jump in. He does jump back out. So does Zhao Yun. Does good damage onto the Poseidon. Good damage. 4-man ult or 2-man ulti from Poseidon. Cao does jump in. Does crazy amounts of damage. Gets a second kill onto Zhao Yun. Guan Yu trying to get a kill on Electros. Not able to. He does run away, and that is
rounder onto Una. Una a lot of trouble in the mid lane. And there's the attack buff, and that's first blood. A 4-man game.
The initiation here on top. Mikio jumping onto his bits. Like Kaidi, Mikio does have to use his ult to try to escape. Burnator gonna stay on top of him. Is he gonna be able to get the kill? Does actually miss his jump. This is 2 good off there from Sun Wukong. Mikio does dodge his hammer or his slam down. Good dash there from Matt. He's actually gonna get onto Zen. Zen is dropping so low. Una with the great ult. Can they run? Una, Wolfram does go on to Una, who's gonna run back into her ult. Good play.
Oh, the bomb!
Stun onto 7-Up, and 7-Up is definitely being cracked and open here. Welcome back, guys. We are on day 2 of the North American Championship Arena for Heroes Evolved. Lobby is up. We're getting ready to enter the game very shortly. I am Fatal Luno, joined by Shondakan. How you doing tonight, buddy? Hello? Okay. Well, other than that, I think there might be some connection issues here for Shondakan. Other than that, guys, we're gonna be getting into this lobby very shortly, and we're gonna talk a little bit about Red Zone. And we've seen Red Zone pick up the new hero, Bruce Lee, a couple of or in one of their games, and you know that's very interesting and pretty cool. I think the hero has some play to it. He's can be a bruiser, can be a tanky, can dive these towers with that shield. So definitely a strong hero in this meta, in my opinion. I don't think he is possibly not a top tier pick, but he definitely can be played. And we've seen, you know, how strong Cao Cao has been this tournament as well. And we're gonna see if they actually, you know, if he's gonna be
Can you
coming
hear me?
into play here. Yeah, yeah. I was just saying, Seanbird, I was just explaining. How's your night going though? By the way, just you know, just to see how you're doing before we start these awesome
I'm
games.
good. I'm good. I heard what you said before. I guess my mic just, I don't know, it wasn't working. I had
Y-
to restart. But
Oh, no worries.
yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm excited for these matches. All teams today, or yesterday, sorry, they swept their series 2-0. So I'm excited to see all of the best teams from yesterday advancing and see what they can do here today.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very hyped for these matches because, like you said, they all swept series pretty simply, basically stomped, did their jobs in their series, and I want to see if they're going to be able to do the same thing today, or what happens when they're actually put under pressure themselves. Because it seemed like in those first games yesterday, there wasn't a lot of pressure put on many of these teams.
Yeah, it seemed like the teams that won, they just played their style, and they were able to just snowball. They seemed like they had complete control of the entire game. So yeah, like you said, I'd like to see them when they're actually under pressure against some other great teams that play different play styles. And I guess we're gonna have to see here in this game, red zone versus RNO.
Definitely, and we're gonna be looking at the draft. And do you think Cao Cao is gonna be banned once again a lot, since he does have very strong potential in that early game with that spin? And actually, we're gonna find out right now as the draft does actually start. So, what are you expecting here, Sean?
Well, I don't know. There's a lot of changes to the meta. I feel like Freya is definitely not as strong as she used to be. I don't see her being banned at all anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she's well balanced now. I'd like to see some of the new heroes that have been tweaked a little bit, like Murdoch, maybe even Bomb Bomb, even Grom. We haven't seen any Grom yesterday.
I
They
think
did
we.
nerf.
Oh no, I think it was banned.
No, no, we never seen Grom. He was always banned.
Yeah,
Um, Even though his hook is a bit slower and a little bit harder to land, I still feel that he's
he's
still
still
a
pretty
really good
strong.
pick.
Yeah, and we see Cleopatra and Ares being banned out here, and we saw how strong Red Zone was with the Cleo. And definitely Ares has been abandoned, and we've been stating that Ares is so strong, and it was very surprising for us in the first series of yesterday not to see him, and we actually do see him banned out today, and Una as well as Aiden being banned out on the side of Red Zone, which does make sense. Aiden has probably been one of the strongest AD carries that's been picked so far.
Yeah, he's one of those 80 carries that you can just outplay anybody with. You can pop that ulti, you can blink to your illusion mid ulti, and if you're an ADC that has really good positioning, Aiden is definitely a hero that you'd probably want to play.
Yeah, and there's that Cow Cow and Electros both being banned out there. Both pretty standard bans. We've seen Electros run around, do what he wants on maps, and if you're not able to actually play against that, maybe it is a smart ban, especially if the other team does play it. And we saw Flo from Team RNO go to work yesterday on many dive type heroes, such as I think he played Apollo. And possibly Wolfram, so he did really well yesterday, and I'm looking forward to seeing how Flo does again today. Go
Yeah, and
on.
also Russell, he stepped up pretty good yesterday on those ADCs. I believe he played Vince all series, so he's picking Vince once again,
Yep,
and
and
guess we'll just have to see if he continues his win streak.
definitely, and we see Lunaria and Guan Yu being picked up. Both very strong picks. Guan Yu definitely can combo off with Lunaria's beam for sure. Being able to stun the target for approximately 1 second or so, and Lunaria can just follow it up. So I really like that coming out from them, and they do pick up the Apollo
Ooh,
that I didn't mention, who's been a very strong pick in this meta so far.
yeah, definitely. Also the Burninator. Is Burninator still a 0% win rate?
No, I think he did win a game in one of the games yesterday that one of the teams that stomped ended up picking him and they won. So, and I think it was Arno that actually did pick him. But that being said, Saxo does pick up the Esrath, and we've seen how good Esrath is with Lunaria. If he can land that on 2 or 3 people, it's definitely gonna be very hurtful for them because Lunario can just combo off with her ultimate. So I'm really liking this coming out from Red Zone.
Yeah, definitely. And they also have the Lubu front line, which does really well. They can combo off of Esrath as well. They can land the AoE stun on top of Esrath. So, and there's the Freya pick. So
Yep.
they're actually going to run Freya instead. I would like to probably see a Solus instead. What do you think?
I don't know. I think it kind of actually plays into the lineup because her javelin can go through heroes, if I'm not mistaken, when she ults. So I feel like if Esrath does land the ult, she can hit like a multiple people with her spear, with Lunaria poking as well. So I feel like they can absolutely just blow someone up. So I kind of like it with the wombo combo type potential. But similar for Solus, I could see Solus really working with that combo as well. Maybe it's just he's more comfortable on the hero. But I know I like the pick. I like the pick.
Yeah, and like you said, we saw Flo on one of those heroes that play super aggressive, and he's gonna pick up another one of those heroes, which is Sun Wukong.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited to see what he does on that hero.
For sure. And guys, this is the first game of Red Zone versus RNO. Get hyped because this game is gonna be good, and we see an aggressive play straight come in here. They all TP bottom, baiting behind there. Ooh, this is smart from RZ. Red Zone jumps in. Lubu with a good initiation there onto the Burnator, who does try to leap away. Kenpachi dropping very low, getting drawn on by them. No kills able to be secured here. Good escape there from RNO. Not giving them much, just giving them the buff. I like this. Apollo did instantly TP's top. I like this early aggression already from Red Zone.
Yeah, Apollo gonna instantly TP top. I think he was trying to secure the buff there, but he realized that he was a little bit too late. He's just gonna go to lane.
Yeah, definitely. And Flo is gonna go into his jungle. We saw him do work on this on the Wukong yesterday. I'm pretty sure he did go the Shapeshifter's Axe and was split pushing a lot and just doing so much work for his team. So hopefully seeing that from him.
Yeah, so Red Zone actually gonna secure 2 buffs. Ray with the speed buff. Oh, nice little spear there. Guan Yu actually gonna hop in onto Matt. Oh, Lubu actually goes in under tower, lands a stun. Nice little poke there from Freyr as well.
Yeah, nice damage. Definitely. So let's talk about the strength of Crystal. We haven't really mentioned her that much, but her poke is very insane, and she does offer a decent amount of CC if she can get onto those backline carries and constantly hit her spells on the enemy team, which allows for a lot of kiting potential on her team. And they're actually gonna jump here on bottom. Kenpachi does use his escape, trying to get out of there. Possibly can't jump out completely. Ooh, good damage there, but not able to secure the kill. Lunaria does rotate as well.
Yeah, just talking about Crystal a bit more, I feel like she's just an overall well-rounded hero. She has very good burst potential, and her spells are like pretty much like she provides really good AoE as well as single target damage, which is why I think she's the top pick.
She's also very good at you know, starting fights, allowing to get that slow onto the enemy and allowing your frontliners to actually reach them and, you know, hit those stuns on them. So definitely offers a lot of utility to the team.
Yeah, and she can also, if I'm not mistaken, she can actually AoE CC people. If she lands her AoE Ice Blast, followed up with her ulti, it could actually AoE stun everybody that's in the area of her ult, if I'm not mistaken.
Definitely not that easy.
Yeah, definitely not easy to land, but if she does, it's devastating.
While we're talking, Dragon is up, so we see these boards start to fade away, and no team really has any players on Dragon, but we do see lots of TPs here. Russell actually does have to fight this Esrat down there. He was going to cancel his TP, so good play there from Vince. It is a 4v4 for this Dragon if they want to do it, but Flo might go do it himself. We've seen Flo actually take the cars himself. Yep, Esrath alone in this bottom lane. Can they take this Dragon for free? Looks like Lupu's about to go and jump in. He does jump in, doesn't get the steal. Dragon does go all the way of RNO. They're going to keep this fight going. Good Lunaria blast onto them. Good dive by Matt. Can Matt keep going? Kenpachi trying to chase. Not able to chase, taking a lot of damage from Freya. Esrath actually does miss his dash. Kenpachi does jump onto the backline. All very low, and it just turns out into a 1-for-0 on Red Zone side.
Yeah, you can see these team fights, they're really... the players know when to engage and when to disengage. We saw like all those players just make it out barely with their lives.
So yeah, that was definitely a pretty even-ish trade, I'd say. But RNO I think gets a little bit of upper hand by getting the Dragon kill there.
Yeah, definitely. these fights are definitely a lot closer than they were yesterday.
Yeah,
Yesterday
I'm really enjoying it actually, because you just see so many outplays. We see this Burnator jumping in, jumping out, Matt jumping in, jumping out, Guan Yu does jump in, then gets out because he knows he can't go any further. And yesterday's game, we saw a lot of people jumping in and, you know, not knowing to get out. Sorry, pardon my words, Psycho is getting on in the mid lane here and gets absolutely brutalized by this Lunaria.
Yeah, the snipe damage is just unreal. She's gonna rotate to the bot lane, just soak up this experience.
Trying to go in on top, good counter initiation by Kenpachi, or not counter initiation, sorry, follow up. They are gonna get this top tower though. They try to rotate mid to get us kill after Psycho does fall in that mid lane, but pretty simple tower going on the favor of our red zone, who's starting to take the gold lead now.
Yeah, and Esrath, he's split pushing bottom. He's gonna do so much damage on this tower. There's no TPs. There's the ulti though by Wukong. Nice little stun there.
Yeah, I think he just used it
that
to
ult
defend.
just to, yeah.
But it could be the downfall if they do fight very shortly, because he's not gonna be able to get to the fight as, you know, he usually does.
Yeah, you really don't want to use that ult to defend. You want to really use it to blow up one of the carries when you have the opportunity, but
definitely. Now looking at the builds, I think Burnator and Apollo will be going that more tanky type builds, which I like to see coming up from them. And we see Flo going, you know, more of an assassin oriented build with that mask, which I like to see from Wukong's. They're gonna push mid here.
yeah, they are rotating to the bot side now. Burnator, he might actually get pinched out here, but he's getting support from his teammates.
Yeah.
Matt might look to go in.
3 here though.
Yeah, they gotta be careful.
Very careful. Gonna jump onto the crystal here in the mid lane. Does get ulted by that trap. Does get killed. Apollo trying to follow up. Good pushback by Ben, but Ben gets ulted by Wukong. Good kill there from him. They're gonna dive here. Possibly not. Lunari does come in. Good ulti onto Ryder. Ryder does end up falling. That's dropping low. And Arno Matt trying to dive in. Does do some good damage. They are diving pretty far here. Vince trying to fight this Freya 1v1. Not able to. Good kills there from Arno. They take a tower as well. Swinging the gold lead in their favor.
Yeah, really good read by Flo. He saw that the Lubu is really low, as well as all three right beside.
Great ult.
Yeah, he ultied and stunned 3 of them there, and Matt followed up with a nice slide in there.
And Lunari kind of just gets caught out position as well there, and they get blown up.
Yeah, and I think Esrath actually ultied, but it got canceled out by someone's CC there. Yeah, he didn't get the whole animation off.
Might have been Burnator.
Really well played by Arno there. Great team fight for them.
Definitely gonna go in the bottom lane too. Ben dropping very low. Good pick off there. They're gonna try to pressure this tower as well. Smart. There's good play here from Red Zone though. Gonna try to take that dragon. Can be contested by the 2 though, and all of them are gonna rotate actually. Try to help this. Burnator does go in. Dragon gets stolen by Burnator. Good play there by Kenpachi.
Wow. He needed that dragon. They're just falling behind now. 7K. Arno just making a huge swing, a huge comeback.
Yeah, taking a 9K gold lead right now, so definitely very working very well together. And they are 1-to-1 in towers. 2 dragons do go in favor of Arno though. It's just giving them that huge gold lead. Definitely up 7K.
But it did seem at the start of the game that Red Zone was a little bit more in control. They were always invading their jungle, looking for picks around the map. Now it looks like RNO.
Yeah, TP's coming in, but Freya might actually... Ooh, I think Freya could have taken that tower down with a couple more right clicks. Flo does take down that top tower. There's going to be a fight here. Kenpachi is getting gone on a good all flips by Esrath. Not able to blow them up. Wukong does reinitiate onto Saxo. Saxo dropping very low. Apollo on top of him. Ben on this backline as well, trying to back off. Is gonna jump in, does do a good job. Freya does an ultimate damage to Psycho. Good damage there. Ben does drop to Flo. Flo trying to actually fight. Matt doing a lot of work as well in that backline onto the Freya and Lubu. Good play there from Arno.
Wow. It looked like it was going for the way of Red Zone that entire fight. Freya was just melting everybody in the backline, but Matt stepping it up right there. doing so much work.
Him and Flo definitely doing some good jobs there. And look at Flo doing what he did last game with the Shapeshifter's Axe, actually taking his Zakar by himself. And I really like this coming out from Flo. Good play by him.
Yeah, and it is going to hit the 9-minute mark, so they're actually going to have super creeps coming in.
Power troops deployed.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely great plays there, and this Apollo is just doing so much work this game. Props to Matt and Flo, who are just keeping their team in this game with these counter initiations and, you know, making these team fights go in their favor. Psycho definitely having a bit of a struggle to 0-3 on the Crystal.
Yeah, he's getting pretty much gone on the entire time, and because Crystal lacks a lot of mobility, she has a hard time escaping from all of the front line of red zone. Lubu and Guan Yu just dive right onto her, and there's not really much she can do. She just tries to drop down all of her spells before she dies.
Yeah, definitely, and Flo is gonna TP down here. Yeah, it does so much damage on the Ezrath. Ezrath couldn't do anything. That damage from Flo, just unbelievable. He's gonna start slip pushing. He does have his ultimate up if he does want to go in and gank when they do dive this tower.
Yeah, we'll probably see him start rotating near the mid lane just in case Wukong needs an ulti in for this fight here.
Yeah, gonna be a good free tower for Wukong too if they do not stop his split push, which is gonna be good. Lunari's gonna try to go and stop it. Does actually miss her ability to clear those waves, and
they do have
he
mega
does go
creeps.
back on the tower. Good poke. Crystal does use her ulti to push him off. Good damage from that ulti from Lunaria. 1-2, but they actually don't initiate. So 2 towers now going in favor of RNO, who are starting to lead by a significant amount now. 15k up. Gonna jump on Flo. They do catch Flo out. Flo trying to run. Does use a CC immune, but can't get out completely. Does end up dropping. Good pick off there from red zone. Saw the rotations and knew what happened. Ezrath actually does jump in. Good ulti onto Russell. Russell trying to kite him. Does kite him. Saxo dropping very low. They cannot get the kill. Matt starting to get it going on. Kenpachi trying to get out of there, but he's not able to. Good ulti from Lunaria. Onto 2. Chasing Matt now. Matt dropping low. Freya doing so much damage onto this backline. And Matt now getting caught out. Matt will die as well. So that's a 3 kills going in favor of red zone. Trying to swing the tides here a little bit.
Yeah, that was the fight that they really needed. Now Dragon spawning. I'd like to see red zone try and make a play here and take Dragon.
Yeah, they need to get some type of gold in their favor.
Oh, they might actually catch Crystal in the mid lane. Guan Yu actually jumps in, stuns him. Lunaria snipe, is it up? It is!
Oh! And she actually does hit it right here, making the plays this game. He's had a couple of wonderful ults this game. 4-1-3, 15.4k net worth on his team. Doing a lot of work, Ryder. Hands up to him. And not hands up, props to him. Because my hands are definitely up because I feel like Ryder is robbing the store right now. And aka robbing this game is what I meant by that.
Definitely big gold swing. Only 9k or 8k. 9k, but yeah, it was definitely a lot bigger gold lead before that fight happened. They
yeah,
took
only
Dragon.
10k. It was around 15.
They were able to take a nice fight. Yeah.
So definitely trying to swing the tides. It's these towers that the enemy team has that's allowing them to have that huge gold lead. It's 6-2 towers. So if they were to pick up a couple more towers, it could definitely lead to something. Today seems like it's going to be a good day, Sean. This game already lasting longer than a majority of the games yesterday.
Yeah, definitely. This game is so back and forth. Like red zone having the start, they're really aggressive. RNO making a big comeback in the mid game, and it looks like now red zone
trying to come back in this late game. Yeah.
You gotta be careful though. Wukong is top, but Ezrath is actually gonna initiate onto Crystal. Blows her up. Terminator going in the center there. Matt, he's in a lot of trouble. RZ embedded. And Freya doing good kiting. She's kiting. She's doing so much damage in the backline. Guan Yu is in a lot of trouble. Vince might actually secure the kill there. Freya, she has to back off in the top lane.
That Wukong ulti hits on 3 once again. Only 1 down though, 1 down for both teams. They're not gonna initiate. Ezrath does go in. Lubu does find a good ulti. Freya trying to do some good damage. She is doing a lot of good damage to Flo. She's gonna try to go in. So is Lubu or Guan Yu. Sorry, he's going in as well. They do back off with the stun, get the kill onto Vince, but they're gonna chase, and I feel like they should chase here. No, Ray is going to just go to that top lane and start clearing waves back and forth. Now it's a 3 for 2 in that whole total skirmish.
Yeah, these fights are all over the place. It's just so insane. And Zakar is going to spawn in a minute. And I feel like Red Zone, they really have to contest this next car.
Yeah, they really do. If they get these minions, these buffed minions against them, it's going to be very hard to hold their base turrets. So they need to contest this. I feel like that is the play. They should not give it up. Ben and Saxo are starting to spawn now as well.
Yeah, if they don't contest this Zakar, I feel like it's just going to be a slow and painful death for Red Zone here. All three of their base turrets are quarter health gone already.
Definitely, and they are aware of this. They do place a ward in there. I like this from Red Zone. Starting to get a little bit aggressive, thinking, doing the right style of thinking. Poking at Kenpachi right now. It does heal it all back up, though. That last fight, again, Flo landing a 2 to 3 man ulti there onto that backline. He did so much work, actually bringing down Ryder and doing lots of damage to Freya, who actually did get out alive.
Red Zone just doing a good job of staying back and just waiting for RNO to try and go take this Zakar. Oh, it looks like Flo's gonna sneak it. We've seen him do this a lot, and Lubu actually reads it because there's a ward in the pit. Lubu's gonna actually go in. Freya in a lot of trouble. Matt, he's sliding into the center. Wukong, he didn't dive onto the back line. Right, in a lot of trouble, he does fall. And good kiting from Vince as well. Vernator, he's in there. Guan Yu, gonna fall. And it looks like RNO gonna take this fight.
That's a 4-5 man wipe shot, and RNO are gonna push for this game-winning push. Good play there by Flo, getting the buff for his team, coming in late into the fight. SRF ended a huge ult, but this game does go in favor of RNO. Game 1.
Victory.
What a
nice
game.
Little bait there from Flo. He just went and started Zakar. And Lubu instantly went in, and I think he went in a little bit too early without his team. Flo instantly reacted. Used his ult on the mid lane, instantly blew up Ryder, took him straight out of the fight. And I don't even think Ryder used his snipe to get any of that snipe damage off. It was just so well played.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about actually how good the Sun Wukong was this game. And you and me have talked about the way we want Sun Wukongs to build. And I think this was even during another tournament. You mentioned Wukong needs to build that Shapeshifter's Axe. It does so much work for him as he has so many, as he can create illusion already. And we've seen Flo do it consistently this tournament compared to any other Wukong. And definitely showing that he might be one of the best Wukongs right now, performing at a high level.
Yeah, definitely. We've seen a lot of Wukongs build Nignios Blade instead of the Shapeshifters. But although the mana drain is really nice to have on yourself as well as your illusions, I feel like the Shapeshifters just provide so much more. You can take objectives by yourself. You can solo Zakar. You can take towers. You can, use your illusions to soak damage and dive and just make these big plays. And I think Flo, he really understands the hero really well.
And it allows you to make the make the enemy kind of distracted, not knowing which one's which. So when you do dive in, you pop your illusions, all ripping onto one person. How do they save the one person if they don't know who the real one is? So really liking that build out from Flo, and just all around RNO playing fantastic. And props to Red Zone, they did play very well, almost bringing this game back in their favor.
Yeah, although Freya got nerfed there, I feel like Ray played it extremely well. He was outputting so much damage. I think both ADCs this game had really well positioning. Ray really knew when to go into the backline, when to be super aggressive and land those spears. And Russell, he was doing some great kiting against the tanks the entire game, staying alive. He only had one death there that game.
Definitely, and if we look actually at the damage charts, we see Ryder up there leading the whole game with almost 27,000 hero damage. So definitely almost putting the team on his back on the side of Red Zone. But other than that, guys, that is the end of Game 1. We'll be back as soon as possible for Game 2. It could be a wait of 10 to 15 minutes, depending on if the players will be ready. Other than that, guys, please stick around. We'll be back shortly. actually able to land the ult, and I feel like our Ares could jump and get this ultimate. All of them, it is a 4v5, this could be a huge fight. Wesley does jump in, good kick up. They are going to use the ultimate onto Thor. Thor does back up. They go on to Morris right now. Morris does get ulti by the Ares. Ares doesn't get the kill though. Narya with a good defensive usage on Ares, but Ares... They're going to go in. Ares does top. He gets absolutely blown up by the Narya. They are going to dive. Bruce Lee on that backline. Dude, so much work. Going to get this kill on Diana as well as the fight is going crazy. He is diving. He does get the second kill. Wolfram does get out as well. All so low, but they do survive. And they are going to dive. Bruce Lee jumps out of this way. And, oh, good swipe.
Oh, the life steal from Thor.
Put that pressure in the 1v1. Does dash, do some damage. Altis onto Una. Try to do some damage. Can the stun hit him? No, it doesn't. Good kill there.
Oh, big ulti from Azrath.
Go in. He does get stunned. Good counter initiation. He does almost drop. He does end up surviving. Good counter initiation back onto Team Vatos Locos. And they are going to probably dive this Una. Una by himself does use the ulti onto them, but he actually died. At 5 here, they're going to go on to Wolfram. Wolfram getting low, gets frozen, does die. Paul does jump into the back line, gets the stun off on Lunari. Line does drop too.
Oh, Azrath gonna land the ult. Bruce Lee gonna follow it up with the kick, and that's a free kill there.
Players, and they are going to get bonded here. They have no vision here. They are going to get caught up. Trying to jump in on that backline. Then they get kited out easily by both Yuki and Aiden, and they are going to end up getting up Rockman. So it does get destroyed. Showed up as red when they're on blue side.
Bruce with the attack buff. He is going in. Oh, and there's the big ult by Azrath. So much damage. Bruce in a lot of trouble though. Will he land the kick? He knocks him up. Apollo. There's the kick. Nice little damage there.
And he jumps over.
Majority of the game, they can't really fight right off
Bruce
the
Lee
bat.
goes in onto this, and then you get the kill with Crystal. So that's another kill from WRX, and they're going to get initiated on here in the early game. Snook actually gets caught out once again. Lotus trying to do some damage back onto Saxo, but not able to. They get 2 kills. So he kills that hero as well to end up falling. Tyrion's going to try to run. Poseidon solo, can't escape. Bruce Lee comes in and gets the kill. Good play there.
Will he turn around and get it? Diana gets absolutely destroyed. Bruce Lee in there. Azrath big ulti. Destroys him. Frozen Scepter going down, and
5-man wipe. This might be game here, Sean, as they do all 5 dying. WRX, now that the dragon is up, and they are going to initiate here on the Apollo. Apollo does jump in. He does jump back out. So does Zhao Yun. Does good damage onto the Poseidon. Good damage. 4-man ult or 2-man ulti from Poseidon. Cao does jump in. Does crazy amounts of damage. Gets a second kill onto Zhao Yun. Guan Yu trying to get a kill on Electros. Not able to. He does run away, and that is
onto Una. Una a lot of trouble in the mid lane. And there's the attack buff, and that's first blood. A 4-man game.
The initiation here on top. Mikko jumping onto his bits. Like Kaidi, Mikko does have to use his ult to try to escape. Burnator gonna stay on top of him. Is he gonna be able to get the kill? Does actually miss his jump. This is 2 good off team there from Son Wukong. Mikko does dodge his hammer or his slam down. Good dash there from Matt. He's actually gonna get onto Zen. Zen's drop is so low. Una with a great ult. Can they run? Una, Wolfram does go on to Una, who's gonna run back into her ult. Good play.
Oh, the bomb!
Stun onto 7-Up, and 7-Up is definitely being cracked and open here. Welcome back to the Heroes Evolved North America Arena Day 2 Championships, and we're in the second game of RNO versus Red Zone. RNO is leading the series 1-0. I'm joined by Sean. Sean, what do you think Red Zone can do to bring the game possibly back in their favor?
It's hard to say. I think they had the good idea of being aggressive in the early game. I felt like they had full control of the early game there, but I felt like RNO, they just, they had better rotations coming into the mid game. We saw RNO they had some power spikes. Wukong getting a big item, the shapeshifters, it allowed him to solo Zakar and really just split push and take towers. And from there, Red Zone just kind of fell behind, but for them to just come back, I feel like they played really good that game. I don't know what they could do differently. I just feel like when they get those power spikes, maybe they can start being a bit more aggressive and try and take control around the map. And they really got to keep that Zakar warded, especially if the enemy team has a Wukong, so they don't just sneak it like that.
Definitely, and I do believe that this is where the mind games are going to start here, Sean. This is when the draft starts to become some counter bans or, banning certain heroes. Maybe we're going to see a Wukong ban here because we've seen Flo just consistently do so much work on that hero that I think Red Zone might have to ban it. So this is where, things are going to get a little more changed up a bit. It might not be the same bans as we usually see and might actually just be some targeted bans. And we actually do get into the draft here. So looking forward to see what happens. And there it is. Wukong does get banned. They know that Flo just, is a monster on that monkey.
Yeah, there's a respect ban, and you see Ares getting banned out second there on the side of RNO. But yeah, a little bit of respect ban. I like it. There's another respect ban, Apollo.
Yeah, from Matt, because Matt did amazing on that hero last game. And see, but they're going to leave up so many open picks now. Aiden is up for the side of Red Zone if they do want, and Flo might be banning out the Lunaria. They actually don't ban out the Lunaria, and they are going to steal the Vince. It does look like they might steal the Vince here from the enemy team.
Yeah, I don't know if we've seen Russell on another 80 carry, so stealing
I think
Vince
we've
away
seen him
from...
on Cow before in one of the games when they did pick Cow.
Oh, maybe they just ran him as a melee attack damage carry. I'm not sure, but it looks like he's hovering Solus instead here.
Yeah, Burnator does get picked up right away by Kenpachi, who had actually a very good game on the hero. Knowing when to go in, knowing when to go out. They definitely have a 100% win rate on that hero so far. So, hey, why not pick it? And Una does get picked up by Psycho there for
I really like that combo there. If Burnator can initiate, and Kenpachi's been doing an amazing job at initiating with Burnator. If Psycho can chain that up with any of his abilities, his AoE spell or his ultimate, as well as his AoE stun bomb, like that could be devastating by itself. So
we see Ryder, who actually played mid lane last game, actually pick up the S-Wrath here. So could maybe see Ryder go, maybe a strange mid, but who knows? Saxo was the player that played it last game, but maybe Ryder wants to take the damage into his own hands as he did last game on that Lunaria, which they do not pick up this game. Poseidon and Freya do get picked up by Arno, so Russell will be on that Freya once and for all, and Matt on the Poseidon, and we've seen how strong Poseidon can be. I'm actually surprised he's gone this far into the draft.
Yeah, Poseidon is such a great pick. We've seen him a lot yesterday, and we've seen Poseidons go off all day yesterday, like landing 4-man ults. I'm excited to see. I think RNO, I'm definitely giving the team composition to RNO this game.
Yeah, definitely. And we're actually going to get started here, folks, of Game 2 versus Red Zone and RNO. Who's going to win? Please say in chat who you guys think is going to win. To me, I don't know. I'm just hoping for a great game, and I'm sure we're going to get one that looking at that last game.
Yeah, both teams playing extremely solid today. They want to make it to that final day.
Welcome.
It was just so back and forth last game. I feel like both teams could really just take this game.
Definitely. It's all depending on what's happening. And like I said, I'm liking that our Red Zone aren't afraid to pick similar heroes as they did last game, such as the Guan Yu and S-Wrath. They're gonna still stick with them because I believe it wasn't their draft that was the issue. It's just more they couldn't get it going in the early game and started slowly falling behind, losing these fights. So maybe they can just, figure it out for this game. Ben in this top lane defending his Wolf Camp, doing a little smart play there. They are going to actually try to jump onto Ben here. Not sure they're going to get the damage. Freya does miss her spear. So defense buff going in the side of Ray and speed buff going on the side of Flo here on the S-Wrath.
I really like this double roam from Kenpachi and Flo. They're just going to keep invading the enemy jungle here. And we know the jungle camps they provide a lot of gold and experience.
Definitely. Flo actually very low here. They could actually go on him. Does use his leap. I think Death should have waited there a little bit. Good rotation here from Saxo. Gonna actually use his snare too. Kenpachi might be the first to fall. He does fall. I feel like they could have gotten 2 kills there. If Death, he knows that Mikio has that jump, Mikio has that jump, but he didn't wait for it. He kind of jumped in already. I think he should have waited for the Mikio jump when the Wolfram goes in, and then he jumps on top of the Mikio, possibly getting 2 kills there if they played it a little better there from Red Zone.
Yeah, definitely. And Kenpachi, what a team player. Stuns off the 2 people that were hitting Mikio there, and he sacrifices his life so that Mikio can get out. Nice little team player there from Kenpachi.
Definitely. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice your life for for your Mikio.
Yeah,
you know?
you definitely want your Mikio to stay alive and keep farming instead of, you know, the Burninator staying alive.
Especially on Flow, who we've seen do so much work this game, or this series, and in the tournament actually in general. Saxo just farming the mid lane. Nice little fight here. Guan Yu probably just gonna jump over the wall, as he does, yeah. Safe play there from Guan Yu. Bottom lane being pushed up by both Flo and Matt.
Nice attack buff there for Freya. That's going to be huge coming in for this dragon fight.
Looking for a gank onto the Una. They do jump in. Matt is there to help out. Saxo does use his snare onto both. Good jump there by Psycho, though, using his bomb to, you know, leap him over the wall there. Wolfram is going to TP back top to defend this tower.
And no wards yet for both teams on Dragon, so...
Yeah, Dragon is up, and they both know it, though. Will there be a lot of rotations here?
Ooh, Kenpachi actually gonna start it and pull it? I don't know if he was just like face checking it to see, and he's actually gonna land a nice stun on there to Ben. Good little poke from Flea. Both teams now do have it rewarded.
They're actually going to job at the Kenpachi here on the top lane. Sorry to cut you off there, but Kenpachi is going to be gone on Guan Yu and Wolfram doing lots of damage. Good counter initiation there from Burninator. Mikio does come in, does drop his ulti. Wolfram does end up falling on the side of red zone.
Yeah, and Una just dropping her ult there. I think there was also a team fight in the back there. Nothing really happened though. I think both teams just disengaged.
Definitely good ulti there from Flo, TPing in, leaping in, and using his ultimate. Kenpachi baiting them in, using his jump to actually land a two-man stun there, allowing Mikio to actually come in and finish off those kills. Finish off that kill.
No ultimates yet on the side of RNO. We see Matt, he doesn't have his Poseidon ult yet. Red zone there, actually gonna start it because Athras does have his ult. He might look to turn here. Matt gonna go underground. Athras looking for the ult maybe.
Wolfram does end up getting it, so it does go on the side of red zone, increasing their gold lead just by a little bit. Guan Yu still pushing this bottom lane, so really good play there from red zone. They didn't even have their full 5 there, and they do end up getting it, so liking that a lot.
Yeah, although they really need to secure that dragon because as you can see the gold, it's completely tied up right now.
Yeah, Flo's just doing a good job of jungling all across the map, even the enemy jungle, so definitely getting a lot of gold for him.
So pretty standard here, but RNO, they do have their ultimates up now.
Yeah, they could look for something here. Ben is trying to rotate mid, nothing there. Mikio and Esrath fighting in this bot lane. Flo does jump in, who actually gets a lucky nice little health buff there from the creep dying, so good play there by Flo, fighting off one-on-one with Ryder, who, you know, was one of the best players on red zone last game as well. Good jump in from Burninator on the top lane, trying to find something. Good poke there from Freya, not able to actually initiate though. No proper spear there for Poseidon, as if he did use his ultimate there, it would have just pushed them under their own tower.
It looks like his ultimate is down. He might have used it earlier in that fight.
Ooh, possibly, I'm not sure, I did not see it. Wolfram does find out Matt here, does get a nice little stun on him. Ooh, good stun there from Una, doing a little bit of damage. Just poking at him. Ben not really carrying though, not really giving a crap about Matt chasing them down. They do TP top though, they're going to put some pressure on here. They knew there's only 2 here. Will they dive? They do actually dive. Good ultimate from Ryder onto, oh, Kenpachi actually dodged it. Russell dropping low. Good ulti there from Cleo. Does a lot of damage onto both Kenpachi and Russell. Both fall. Ulti from Poseidon to try to get Ryder off of his butt, but not actually able to save
the tower as well. So they get 2 kills there and a tower that's really big.
They're going on the bottom lane. Flo, can he be caught out? Good chase from Wolfram here. Ben starting the chase here. They look like they are going to dive. Good stun there by Ben. And he is going to try to tank this tower to take it. Ooh, he does use his lifesteal ability as well on the tower. Going to jet back off though, as a TP does come in from Kenpachi. good plays all around from red zone, diving that top tower and getting it.
Yeah, really well played from red zone there. They took a really good fight, blowing up 2 people under tower and securing a tower. So big, little bit of a big gold swing going in for red zone.
Yeah, and with that being said, actually, Kenpachi did dodge the Ezrath ult. I thought he landed on him, but he actually does use his jump. So without Ezrath even landing an ult, they actually do get 2 kills, and I think it's a big play there from Saxo, landing a 2-man ultimate with his claws and just doing so much damage to both Freya and the Burninator.
Yeah, and I saw Vince actually bought an Igneos plate right before they took that fight, so maybe the Vince told his team, you know, I have a core item, I have a big power spike right now, we should take a fight, and pretty much just worked out for them right there. Oh, and Ezrath in the bot lane, he actually lands the ulti right onto Burninator. Burninator, a lot of trouble, he's gonna get dove on, instantly blown up, and they take the tower as well.
Good rotations there from red zone, and look at Wolfram looking for this Una pick. He does actually stun him under the tower, trying to go onto him, dropping him very low. He's actually gonna keep chasing onto Psycho. He does get the blood as he wanted, does dive and get the kill. So does Saxo dies as well. They're very split here. They could try to go on them. Matt is chasing onto the Wolfram. Wolfram does use his lifesteal. Well played there by Ben, who's having a phenomenal game on this Wolfram.
They don't have Poseidon. He actually whiffed his ulti there. He missed it completely. Did not land it on anybody. So defending this tower might be a little bit hard for them.
He's gonna go dive this top tower as well and take it. Good play there from Ben, who's doing so much work this game. Diving towers, getting kills, finding his rotations. Looking like Flo from last game, but just playing out of his mind.
Yeah, definitely looking like Flo from last game. Pretty much saying, you know, Flo, you can do that to me, but this game, I'm gonna do it right back to you.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. 3-1 right now, leading his team in kills. 4 towers to 0. Arno doesn't have one. They actually run into each other. Kenpachi tries to jump in the backline. Ben jumps as well. Ezrath with ult onto Russell is under the tower though. This could be a disaster for Red Zone as they're diving under. Guan Yu does use his leap into there. Ben dropping so low. Does use his lifesteal. He does end up living. Matt ends up trying to kill Russell, or Ben, sorry, but Ben can't get in there. Saxo in the midst of everything. Oh, does use his snare. Good play there by Saxo.
Look at Ray, he's fighting so bad.
Oh, and they do get kills. 4 for 1 on the side of RZ. What a crazy fight. Good poke there from Saxo. Ben is gonna jump in again, and he gets the kill. Triple kill going in favor of Ben.
It's a team wipe. That's 5 for 0. They're gonna try and push this base turret. They're really low though. They gotta be careful. Ben uses his lifesteal.
Oh, it doesn't die. And Guan Yu's been pushing that top and getting some damage as well. In the meantime, Ryder just farming this bot lane. What a fight there from Red Zone. Pretty chaotic. I didn't even know what was going on half the time. There was a fight in the back line. There was a fight in the front line. There was a fight to the side of the lane. Oh my god. Crazy fights coming out here from Red Zone.
Actually really impressed me there. He baited the Poseidon out, and right when he had like 1 health, he used his lifesteal ability, and then Poseidon was completely out of position because he didn't secure that kill, and it just costed his life. I think Ben just showed up that fight, getting a triple kill as well. It's really well played on the side of Red Zone.
Definitely. Sakar is up. They do have vision on it. Gonna be very hard to contest. They are behind 20k roughly, so very hard for RNO. They are gonna start it with Dez and Ray. Dez is just gonna tank it as Ray does the damage, and this might be a free Zakar for them. They know what's going on, but this top lane is pushing in. They can't actually contest. Burninator is gonna jump onto Saxo though. They want to do some damage here onto Saxo, not able to. Ben is diving under the tower. Does actually run, just baiting for them to get the Zakar. And that mid turret and that top turret are both very low. I would be surprised if they don't go for it.
Yeah, they are gonna have mega creeps now as well. I really like how Ben and Cleo Saxo there, they were just pretty much delaying so that they can secure that Zakar, and now they're going to group up and try and make a big play here on the mid lane with those mega creeps.
Good start onto Kenpachi, good damage. Wolfram does jump in onto Russell. Russell solo. Guan Yu does jump in on the back line. Good ulti from Poseidon onto 2. Mikio does use his ult. Does a lot of damage to Ryder. Trying to get back in. Matt does get stunned. Gets ultimate blue eyes by Ray. Ray in that back line as well. Dude, so much damage to Russell. Now onto the Una. Ray gets a double kill and a triple kill. Actually ends up getting the quadra there on the Ultra. Good play from there, and this might be the game-winning team fight for Red Zone, who does take the second game of the series, making it 1-1.
Yeah, Ray just showed up. He went in ham right there. Did so much damage in the backline, getting himself an ultra kill, and that's going to secure the win for Red Zone. So series is tied 1-1.
What a game there by Red Zone. Looking very strong in that game too. Ben playing out of his mind on Wolfram.
Yeah, Ray as well. He just had such good positioning. Like even last series, although they lost, like his positioning has just been outstanding today. Not getting caught out ever. I think he died once in 2 games here. Just he's playing out of his mind as well. Ben really showing up, playing like Flo from last game, really split pushing and being on the aggressive at all times.
Yeah, finding lots of
Red
picks
zone.
too under that Una, just diving towers, just giving no, you know, F's about anything, honestly. Pardon my language, even though I never said anything wrong there. But Ben just going off that game, really surprised by his play in comparison to game one. He definitely turned up for Red Zone. Looking at the stats here just a little bit, Ray obviously doing the most of the hero damage for his team as he was at AD carry, but we can even see Ben, who didn't even build, very tanky or very damage heavy. He does get the second most damage on his team, followed up by Saxo there, who did really well with 12 assists as well. So definitely turning the tides there. Psycho did what he could with 11k damage, but just wasn't enough. Had to see a little more damage come out there from Russell, which definitely did not happen. Only having 6k damage, the lowest on his team. So some stuff that they need to look at here and maybe change for the last game.
Yeah, both teams played really well this game once again, and it looked pretty bad for Red Zone at one point. I thought RNO was gonna start snowballing, but Red Zone just their positioning was really good. They took some really good fights under tower. They got some core items and they took fights right away. They knew when they had their power spikes and when they could actually win fights. So they just played really well this game. I think they understood what they needed to do a lot better this game, and winning this game. And we're gonna go into game 3. I think it's gonna be pretty hype game to see who comes on top.
Definitely. And with that being said, guys, the series is tied 1-1. Hopefully we won't be waiting too long for the last game of this series and the North American Heroes Evolved Championship. Stay tuned, guys. We'll be back shortly. Actually able to land the ult, and I feel like our Ares could jump and get this ultimate. All of them, it is a 4v5. This could be a huge fight. Lucy does jump in, good kick up. They are going to use the ultimate onto Thor. Thor does back up. They go on to Moors right now. Moors does get ulti by the Ares. Ares doesn't get the kill though. Narya with a good defensive usage on Ares, but Ares hurts. They're gonna go in. Ares does top, and he gets absolutely blown up by the Narya. They are gonna die. Bruce Lee on that backline, dude. So much work. Gonna get this kill on the Diana as well as the fight is going crazy. He is diving. He does get the second kill. Wolfram does get out as well. All so low, but they do survive, and they are gonna dive. Bruce Lee jumps out of this way, and oh, good snipe.
Oh, life steal from Thor.
Steal. Put that pressure in the 1v1, does dash, do some damage, ultis onto Una, try to do some damage, can the stun hit him? No, it doesn't, good kill there.
Oh, big ulti from Azrath.
Go in, he does get stunned, good counter initiation, he does almost drop, he does end up surviving, good counter initiation back onto Team Vatos Locos, and they are going to probably dive this Una by himself, does use the ulti onto them, but he actually died. At 5 here, they're going to go on to Wolfram, Wolfram getting low, gets frozen, does die, Paul does jump into the back line, gets the stun off of Lunari, Lunari does drop too.
Oh, Azrath gonna land the ult, Bruce Lee gonna follow it up with the kick, and that's a free kill there.
By players, and they are going to get bonded here. They have no vision here. They are going to get caught out. Luku trying to jump in on that backline. Then they get kited out easily by both Yuki and Aiden, and they are going to end up getting out the Rockman. 200% does get destroyed. Showed up as red when they're on blue side.
Bruce with the attack buff. He is going in. Oh, and there's the big ult by Azrath. So much damage. Bruce in a lot of trouble though. Will he land the kick? He knocks him up. Apollo. There's the kick. Nice little damage there.
And he jumps over.
Majority of the game, they can't really fight right off.
Bruce Lee goes in onto this, and then you get the kill with Crystal. So that's another kill from WRX, and they're going to get initiated on here in the early game. Snilk actually gets caught out once again. Lotus trying to do some damage back onto Saxo, but not able to. They get 2 kills. He kills that hero as well to end up falling. Tyrion's gonna try to run. Poseidon solo, can't escape. Bruce Lee comes in and gets the kill. Good play there.
Will he turn around and get it? Diana gets absolutely destroyed. Bruce Lee in there. Azrath big ulti. Destroys him. Frozen Scepter going down, and
5-man wipe. This might be game here, Sean, as they do all 5 dying. WRX. Now the dragon is up, and they are going to initiate here on the Apollo. Apollo does jump in. He does jump back out. So does Zhao Yun. Does good damage onto the Poseidon. Good damage. 4-man ult or 2-man ulti from Poseidon. Cao does jump in. Does crazy amounts of damage. Gets a second kill onto Zhao Yun. Guan Yu trying to get a kill on Electros. Not able to. He does run away. And that is...
Round onto Una. Una a lot of trouble in the mid lane. And there's the attack buff, and that's first blood. A 4-man game.
The initiation here on top. Mikko jumping onto his bits. Coyote and Mikko does have to use his ult to try to escape. Burnator gonna stay on top of him. Is he gonna be able to get the kill? Does actually miss his jump. This is too good off there from Sun Wukong. Mikko does dodge his hammer or his slam down. Good dash there from Matt. He's actually gonna get onto Zen. Zen is dropping so low. Una with the great ult. Can they run? Una, Wolfram does go on to Una, who's gonna run back into her ult. Good play.
Oh, the bomb!
Stun onto 7-Up, and 7-Up is definitely being cracked and open here. Welcome back to the Heroes Evolve Championship North America Arena Day 2, folks, and we're getting into the full extent of the first series, going into the third game and final series between RNO and Red Zone. Currently a score of 1-1. Sean, are you ready for this third game?
Definitely ready. Both teams looking really, really strong. RNO taking the first game, Red Zone taking the second game. Going into this third game, I have no idea what's going to happen. I feel like both teams, you know, they're really hungry. They want to advance to the finals, and I think both teams are going to show up for this last game.
Yeah, I agree, and we might see a little bit of counter bans now. We saw how good Ben did on Wolfram. We've seen how good Flo can do on Wukong. So do you think both of these heroes will be banned in this draft?
Yeah, I think so. I think both those heroes just made a huge impact in both games, and it was definitely a big reason that each team took a game off each other. So I'd like to see a few respect bans coming out, and then having them adjust and adjust their team compositions. And yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'd like to see maybe some Grom play. I don't think Grom was banned in that last game. I'd like to see him get picked up and see what one of these teams can do with him.
Definitely, the draft should be getting started here momentarily. But as I'm saying that, do you believe that, you know, banning these heroes though against the, oh, here it is, actually it is up and running. Do you believe that bans will only just be the counter bans, or do you think they're gonna still leave up some of the options just because some of those other picks are just so strong to leave open?
It's hard to say because I feel like because these heroes are always banned, sometimes it's just good to leave them open because, you know, if they're always banned, then maybe people don't have much practice on them in competitive play because maybe they're just like, oh, since they're always banned, I'm not going to practice it.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's okay to do some respect bans here and there.
And we actually do see 3 complete respect bans. Cleo being banned out from Saxo, Wolfram as well from Ben, and we see the Apollo and Wukong both being respect banned as well. So this is when I love when tournaments go into this further stages. You just start to see how these metas start to evolve, right? It's not the same bans anymore. It's not the same picks. You actually change things up, and it actually creates for, you know, a much more entertaining series. And they do pick up the Electros on the first pick onto Matt.
Yeah, I really like when games do some significant patches because it really opens up the draft. You know, we don't see always the same picks or the same bans. We saw like within all the other tournaments, it was always the same picks and bans. But after this patch, with a lot of nerfs and a lot of changes to heroes, we're seeing a lot of versatile team comps that we've never really seen before.
Definitely, and I actually like this pickup from Ryder on the Ares, who is pretty much a really good counter to Electros. If you can blow him up during that duel, Divine Judgment, then definitely you do get a kill onto Electros, and he's not able to just run around in these fights, you know, freely.
Yeah, definitely. I think Ares is a very good counter pick to Electros there. Yeah, so Electros is just going to have some good game sense this game to try and understand where Ares is on the map and try not to overextend too much.
I'm going to say that Dez is going to go on Guan Yu once again. He's been playing that hero a majority of this tournament, and it looks like he's going to be able to pick it up unless Kenpachi does steal it, who has been playing the Burnator most recently. Does actually pick up.
I'm really liking RNO's lineup.
Looks very strong. They definitely have a lot of combos. But I don't take anything away from. I think they do need a tank here, and they are gonna go for the Zhang Fei, and I think the
which I
Zhang
think
Fei is
makes a lot
actually.
of sense.
Yeah, I agree. It does make great sense if he can land, a couple men on his taunt from his stash. Ooh, I'm not sure if I like the Burninator pick over the Zhang Fei. I really like the dash from Zhang Fei to possibly taunt a few enemies and follow up with Esrath, but they are going to decide to pick that Burninator. Maybe he feels a little more comfortable. But with that being said, guys, this is the draft for the final game between RNO and Red Zone. Who's going to win? Put your comments, or not comments, put your messages in the Twitch chat. Let us know who you guys think is going to win. But for me, I don't know. It's going to be a battle of blood. That is for sure. And I'm looking forward to it, Sean.
Yeah, both drafts look extremely strong right now. I think, in my personal opinion, I think RNO, their team comp makes a lot of sense. On the side of Red Zone, though, I'm definitely not counting them out. I think their draft is really strong. But like you said, I think I would rather the Zhang Fei instead of the Burninator there.
Yeah, but I mean, if this Burninator can land a two-man ult, which is, very, very similar to Zhang Fei's taunt, Saxo can follow up with it pretty well, and
I
for
just
some
feel
reason
like
I have
Zhang
no
Fei.
audio. Give me a second here, guys. No audio is coming up here.
I just feel okay because Red Zone's lineup is very dive heavy. I
Alright,
feel
should be
like
good
they
now.
really need I feel like they really need a Zhang Fei to just be able to get in there and tank the tower and pop his ulti to sustain a lot of damage.
Yeah, I agree, and RZ already getting aggressive onto these wolves and enemy jungle, using the gold buff on Ray to maybe secure just a little more gold.
Yeah, I really like this aggressive play by Dez there. Burninator doing is a pretty good hero at clearing. We usually see him in a solo lane, but he's just gonna roam around and steal some jungle camps. I really like that coming out of Dez.
I agree, but I really like this Crystal and Ares combo though. Crystal, because a lot of teams tend to try to save whoever Ares does Divine Judgment on top of them, and she's able to just use her ult on top of Ares to, if anyone wants to try to counter initiate or dive back onto him, they will get, destroyed by that ultimate from Ben on the Crystal. But we see, ooh, good damage from Ben here onto Psycho in the mid lane. Ben actually playing the mid lane this game. Not on that Wolfram. Maybe feels a little more comfortable on Crystal compared to some other players on his team.
Pretty standard here coming out. Looked like Ben, he just ported, or he ran back to base to refill his mana a little bit. Instantly ported back to mid. Gonna do some more aggressive pressure here onto Psycho.
Yeah, nothing really coming out so far in this game. Very standard. Only a 500 gold difference right now in this game, which is nothing very significant.
It looks like they're gonna group as 3 in the top lane here. They might actually look to put a bit of pressure on this tower. They are hitting it a bit. Electro's gonna go in as well as Poseidon. Nice little wave clear there. Dragon is up.
Ben just shooting beams of ice consistently towards Psycho. Good push back there.
He is level 5. He's the highest level in the game.
Jumping on this S-Wrath on the top lane. Guan Yu is going on to Saxo. Saxo does have that CBD buff. Going to be very hard to get onto him. All ultimates are up. Dragon is up as well. S-Wrath does counter initiate back onto it. Burninator trying to go in as well. Ray getting going on. Good position there from Matt. Pushes them back. That is being caught out as well. Ray trying to put some damage back onto Kenpachi. Does get some good damage. Good damage here. Burninator reinitiates onto Flo. Flo dropping very low. He is not going to actually live. Lunaria's ult does come through. It does hit Dez. Dez dropping low. Does get killed by Solus. Good team fight there from RNO, taking this lead 2-0 right now.
Yeah, this is a very good fight. It was a little bit unfortunate. Kenpachi actually spinned And as Red Zone went to go CC him, I think they used all of their CC onto Kenpachi, but because the spin actually negates any CC, they wasted all of their CC for that fight, and it cost them 2 deaths there. And then now RNO are going to take Dragon as well, so big gold swing there, 4K.
Definitely, and Matt also had a huge play there on the Electros, and a 2-man stun, and actually had knockback on both Ray and Dez there, which actually ends up getting a kill onto Dez.
Nice little attack buff on Flow there.
Good stun, a push back onto Ben. Able to initiate. Lunario with the ult onto Ben. Does secure the kill. Counter initiate back onto Matt, though not able to get him. He does use the speed buff to get away. And Matt doing so much work on this Electros. Looking like a really strong hero in this pick, or for this game.
Yeah, 3-0 already. 4 minutes in. About to hit the 5-minute mark, and we've seen this last game too, where Red Zone, they were, they had a rough time to ramp up and get rolling, but they made a significant comeback in the mid game. I'd like to see them try and make some plays once they get their core items.
Yeah, we need to see Ryder start moving around this map, using that ultimate Divine Judgment onto the enemy heroes. They need to start. He needs to start getting involved. His ultimate is so crucial for them to lock down these heroes that jump around, such as Electros and Guan Yu.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like every time his ult is off cooldown, he should be roaming and looking for a pick. And when his ult is on cooldown, he should be soaking up and farming as much as he can. But it looks like he's just stuck in this bot lane, and he's forced to just clear these waves all the time.
Yeah, but I think they need to send someone else down here. Possibly let him start going, going around.
Lane swap or do something crazy. But it looks like Guan Yu is actually going to try and dive under tower there.
Yeah, looking for the Crystal. Good awareness there from Crystal. Gonna jump onto Ryder in the bot lane. He is gonna try to leap away. Good ultimate there from Poseidon. Matt is coming in as well. Looks like it's gonna be a kill. He does try to counter ult onto them. Lunaria does use his blast as well, and he actually loses that battle with his Divine Judgment. So another kill going in favor of RNO, playing this game so smooth.
Yeah, a little bit late there from Red Zone. They reacted a little bit too late, and Ares, he got the taunt off, but he just didn't have anybody else with him to follow up on it, and it looks like this bottom tower might actually fall.
No, actually does end up staying alive. I thought there was going to be an engagement onto the top lane, but as Wrath doesn't look like he's going to go and use his ultimate. So Dragon gonna be up again very shortly.
And three teleport bottom here for RNO. They're gonna go on this tower. They actually go on to Ares. Solus, he's hitting the tower so that no one can see.
And he has to back up here because Electros is coming in. Matt doing so much work on this Electros, playing so well. Ray doing a good job here of cutting off Flow onto him. Tower is gonna fall to the creeps in the mid-lane, so that's a good counter tower there from Red Zone. They're actually doing a lot of damage to Flow here. Flow dropping so low. Actually is gonna drop. Matt trying to initiate back onto Ray. Oh, good stun there from Ray. Kenpachi jumps in. Saxo does get ulti. Ryder needs to start rotating, I feel. With his ultimate, they can get a kill. Good ulti onto Russell. Russell does end up falling. This could be it for them. Ben uses his abilities onto them. Crystal, they are chasing. This could be a good time to push. I feel like they should push here. Ryder, if you can't catch out Matt, he does catch out Matt. Matt getting blown up from Crystal. Crystal, they do end up getting him. Good counter decision there from Lunaria. Ryder does get out alive just in time. Does as well. Can he be dropped? Possibly not. Good damage there from Psycho. Ray still has full HP. Poking, doing a tremendous amount of damage. Nothing comes out of it. Just a 1 for 2 there in that whole engagement. Ryder finally getting involved and locking down Electros is exactly what they need.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like they really need to start using that counter pick to their advantage. Every time that ult is up, they should be trying to look for Electros and just lock him down with that ulti. Otherwise, he's just so hard to kill.
Yeah, and they just do take a tower, so slowly taking this gold lead back in their favor. Red Zone starting to do very well again, trying to regain control of this game. They are gonna take Dragon though on the side of RNO, unless Crystal can try to steal it here, but she doesn't actually go for the snipe. Ryder in the bottom lane just pushing it out. Ray though, Ray's kind of left unharmed right now, leading his gold along with Ryder. Can do a lot of work on this. Vince is keeping in farm with the Solos, actually even a little bit ahead of him, so good plays coming out here from Red Zone.
Yeah, we've seen Ray just have extremely good positioning all series. And not having much deaths within these 5 games.
Jumping onto Saxo, good rotation here, but they can counter-initiate here. Looks like Burnator might try to dive. Good damage there from the ultimate. They are tanking this tower to try to take it. Vince is trunking this tower. They have to back up here. They are going to be reinitiated on. Ryder's not here for this fight. They need to try to get away. Good damage onto Matt, poking him back. Well played there. Ryder in the meantime split pushing this top lane.
Yeah, Ryder's doing a really good job of just split pushing and taking some advantages around the map, but it looks like Matt's actually gonna go in. He's doing so much damage to Crystal in the back line. Oh my god, he's gonna melt him. What do he get? Throws the scepter there. Will he get killed off? Crowd control immune. Will Burnator land a stun onto him though, but he can't find it. And Ray actually gets taken down there, and double kill coming from Poseidon.
Yeah, Ryder finally TP in now, but it might be a little too late for Ryder to TP in. Yeah, it is. He does take that tower top, but it's not really worth it. They lose 2 of their hard carries. Ryder needs to get involved in these fights a lot quicker. It's good to split push, but you can't be allowing your team to die that easily.
Yeah, definitely. And they're actually going to start Zakar here. Flo taking a pretty good amount of damage here. And
Burnator sees it. He might go for the steal.
Dez might
here.
actually go for the steal.
No, I feel like he should have went for it. I would have liked him to try to go for it. Even if he dies, it could have been worth it if he gets it.
Yeah, if he would add it, he would have had the stun at the perfect time so that it stunned all 3 of them, and he would just last hit Zakar.
Matt trying to go in, does get a good ulti onto Ben. Good play there by Flo and Matt to go get reinitiation from Burnator as they're trying to push this tower, not allowing them to. Good damage here from Ray to push them back, but they are just grouping up as 5 with that Zakar buff. And let's add, the Zakar buff does offer some minion strength to their team. Looks like they're just gonna rotate and take this tower, gonna tank it.
Yeah, it makes sense. They're just in control right now. I feel like RNO can just do what they want at this point.
Look at that perfect TP. They know Ryder's gonna be there.
Good read from RNO.
Yeah, great read there from them. That's Wrath in the meanwhile, stealing the jungle. Gonna go in here, good ulti, and Ryder coming in from the back line. This could be really good. He needs to get the ultimate onto Matt. He doesn't. Yes, he gets the ultimate onto Russell. He does get the kill onto Russell. Matt being damaged down by both Crystal and Vince, not able to actually finish him off.
Oh,
so
Ben,
close.
can he land the ice? Oh, crowd control immune. Big ulti by Poseidon.
With the follow-up. Kenpachi does have the full flow, trying to do as much damage as he can. Ben gonna start chasing again. Matt going back in onto Ben, does actually end up killing him. Ray needs to run, but he's not able to. Can he jump over the wall? Not able to, and they actually lose 4 for 2. I really do think Ryder needs to use that ult onto Matt, or this game is just gonna keep going downhill for them.
Your team.
Yeah, they really gotta start using that counter pick to their advantage there. And you can see these mega creeps, so how much damage they're doing, actually taking a tower by themselves.
Yeah, as a card buff, definitely helping out on the side of RNO, who now lead almost 20k, so it's going to be very difficult for Red Zone to get back into this game. Their high ground defense needs to be very good. With that being said though, their high ground defense is pretty strong. They have a lot of poke. If they do dive, Ryder can ultimate under the tower, giving them some extra damage.
Yeah, Ryder literally just needs to find a catch onto Electros, and they just need to blow him up. I don't care if they use Esrath ult on top of Ares ult or
yeah, they need
whatever.
to use it. I feel like if they do, they win the fight, because what's happening right now is Ray and Ben are so focused on trying to kite Matt and on Electros. They're doing so much damage to him, but not able to kill him because they have no lockdown. If they can kill him, they can start putting down damage out onto other people.
Yeah, they really just need to use all of their CC right onto the Electros here. If they can really blow them up, I feel like the fight can just go into their favor. And it looks like RNO, they're gonna start being aggressive here, start sieging Red Zone's base. But Zakar buff actually does fade away, so they won't have Mega Creeps now.
Definitely, Crystal having a rough game, going 1-5 right now on Ben. Matt just constantly on him, not letting him do anything in these fights.
Also, I feel like the item builds coming out of Red Zone here, I feel like I'd like to see a couple of Frozen Scepters coming down for Red Zone. That way, it just secures a little bit more lockdown, especially on the Electros and those core carries that you just want to keep locked down, you know?
Yeah, I feel like Ben should try to go for it as well, because there's actually a nice little play you can do with Crystal where you use your Frozen Scepter and you land 3 abilities and you just freeze them again, so they're just perma-stunned, which could really help against Matt.
I don't know, they're just going to continue to siege. I really like the patience coming from Red Zone, though. Really not wanting to take a bad fight here. They're really just going to wait it out.
Ooh, that damage
nice
from
little
Lunaria.
snipe. Red Zone actually have pretty good wave clear. They'll be able to hold this off.
Yeah, doing a good job so far.
But I don't know, not having Solus right now. They just got to be careful just in case they get initiated on.
Yeah, definitely. Next team fight can decide this series, and whoever does win this game will go on to the final day tomorrow. So definitely both teams playing very, very passive right now, very calm, hopefully, and secure, not trying to make any mistake.
Lunaria is just going to keep sniping. That cooldown is so low right now that she can just keep sniping waves and trying to do a little bit of poke to the Red Zone side.
Yeah, we see the Frozen Scepter up on from Lunaria on this side of RNO.
There's a snipe again. She's just gonna keep doing that. You can see Ryder, he's almost half HP already just from these snipes.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, they're just gonna wait for Zakar. It's spawning in 20 seconds, they know. But do you think Red Zone need to contest this next Zakar?
I think they might have to, yeah. It might be a little hard to, I understand, but I think the buffed creeps is gonna cause a problem with them. They're gonna be easily split pushed. And looking at the builds, actually, I don't really like this Ares just going like, you know, a lot of damage here. Going a little bit of a bruiser build, but I feel like him building a little more tanky would have helped with their lineup. They don't really need that much more damage with Esrath and Crystal and Vince as their damage dealers.
Yeah, definitely. And RNO actually going to start Zakar in the back. They're just doing some good zoning, not letting them get to Zakar, and they are going to secure it here. And that's going to be big when sieging this mid lane here.
Very good here from RNO. Can they push here though? Creeps are being pushed.
They're looking for it. There's a Frozen Scepter going down. Big top from Ares there, but he actually gets blown up by Lunaria. They're popping the reflex. Electra's going in the backline. Esrath in a lot of trouble, but he does make it out. Burnair, he is gonna fall though. And Ray doing some great kiting, but it is a 3-for-1 trade. And they're gonna take this base turret.
Yeah, they might even be able to take more than just this base turret. Little misplay there from Ryder. That's what I mean by Ryder needed to build a little tanky this game. He just gets blown up when he does ultimate. His ultimate needs to be able to get through there and help his team kite or offer some sort of CC. Not being able to, and they're gonna take a second turn here. Good damage in there from Matt. Onto Saxo. Saxo does ulti onto Flo. Isn't able to get the kill. That's another one down. Ray alone to try and defend his base.
Oh, he's doing some good kiting. He actually lands a kill there, and the base turret right onto Matt. Matt in a lot of trouble. But they end the game.
Ends the game, and that's game 3 going in favor of RNO. 2-1.
Wow.
What a game in this game 3. Let's talk a little bit here, Sean. I know your heart is racing. I know you're speechless. Ray almost just pulled a 1v3 in his favor in that team fight in that last little scruffle, but let's talk about the game. Let's talk about item builds. Let's talk about what went wrong for Red Zone.
Yeah, red zone. This is just my opinion. I know there's a lot of people in chat that say like some builds are good and that I just bash on everything, but in my personal opinion, I feel like Ares should have just built straight tank. As you can see, you went mask there, you went godly cannon, you went Igneous blade. I feel like that wasn't the play, just because we saw him go in there and he would just taunt someone and get instantly blown up because he was so squishy. I felt like if he had a little bit more tankier items and also maybe went a Jade's Heart so that when he went in for the taunt, he just popped Jade's Heart as well. That way he couldn't get Frozen Sceptered. Like we saw in that last fight, he went for the taunt on, I think it was Electros, but
I think it
because he
was
got
Poseidon
Frozen,
actually, but yeah.
or Poseidon, but because he got Frozen Sceptered instantly from the Lunaria, he just got absolutely destroyed, and it pretty much just costed them the fight. Not having that frontliner to really lock down someone, I don't know. What do you think, Fatal?
Yeah, I agree, and I don't think building damage is the wrong build onto Ares, but you need to realize what your team has and what your team doesn't have, and their team definitely had a lot of damage. You have Esrath, you have Crystal, and you have Vince that can output damage. You only have one tank, and him not going, tanky at all, maybe building a Vengeful Deity and some armor items as well, would have helped out a lot when he did use his taunt, because what was happening is he's using his Divine Judgment, but he just gets blown up, so his Divine Judgment doesn't last long enough to offer enough peel for his team. That Divine Judgment needs to go through all the way, especially onto these heroes like Flo and Matt, because that Electros and Poseidon can just get away and distract throughout team fights consistently. So I
Yeah,
feel like
definitely.
that might have been just a little bit of a misplay there from Ryder, but for for looking on the side of RNO though, great build. Psycho building that Frozen Scepter as soon as he gets it done, we saw the impact it had onto Ryder.
Yeah, Flo actually picking one up as well. So their entire lineup just they knew how to build, and it pretty much provided a lot of CC in those fights, and we saw how much work it did. Like Ryder not being able to get his ult off full duration. Like I said, Ryder, I would have liked to see a Jade's Heart just so he doesn't get Frozen Sceptered
Well,
in that ultimate.
just look at the damage charts. Look at the damage charts. This proves what we're talking about. We know something we're talking about. Look at Ryder's hero damage. 5k, the lowest in the whole game. Yes, he won a damage build, but he offered nothing. He couldn't even get his damage off because he was so squishy. When he ulted, he just instantly died. How does that help your team? He needs to realize this when they
Yeah,
do
I
build this comp, right?
I don't
So
think a build is bad. I just didn't think it was viable within that certain situation.
yeah, of
So
course. But
um,
looking at these damage charts, look at Ray's damage, almost putting the team completely on his back. 30k damage. Insane. But just looking at that, guys, going back to the hero the tab here,
yeah,
16.
Psycho went off, but like he did have the most hero damage there on his team.
Mhm.
But I think because his snipe cooldown was so low that he was able to just provide that damage all game, just constantly sniping people and getting them quarter health gone each time.
Definitely, and that is 16-6 in favor of RNO, guys. RNO do take the series 2-1. They are going into the final day of Heroes of Hulk Championship North America Arena. So they are going into this final day. Congrats to RNO. Tough luck for Red Zone, but they are going to be fighting for third place tomorrow. With that being
Yeah,
said,
definitely.
guys, yeah, sorry. With that being said, guys, we were gonna take a 10-minute break. The next series should be up shortly. We're running really quick and smoothly tonight, so hopefully not a lot of waiting periods for you guys out there. Stick around for some codes as well. And other than that, guys, thanks a lot. Any questions? Don't be afraid to tag us in the chat and to ask. Other than that, guys, stick around. actually able to land the ult, and I feel like our Ares could jump and get this ultimate. All of them, it is a 4v5. This could be a huge fight. Hussein does jump in, good kick up. They are going to use the ultimate onto Thor. Thor does back up. They go on to Morris right now. Morris does get ulti by the Ares. Ares doesn't get the kill though. Narya with a good defensive usage on Ares, but Ares, they're going to go going in, does top, he gets absolutely blown up by the Mario. They are gonna die. Bruce Lee on that backline, dude. So much work. Gonna get this kill on Diana as well as the fight is going crazy. He is diving. He does get the second kill. Wolfram does get out as well. All so low, but they do survive. And they are gonna dive. Bruce Lee jumps out of this way. And oh, good snipe.
Oh, the light steal from Thor.
Put that pressure in the 1v1. Does dash, do some damage. Ultis onto Una. Try to do some damage. Can the stun hit him? No, it doesn't. Good kill there.
Oh, big ulti from Azrath.
Go in. He does get stunned. Good counter initiation. He does almost drop. He does end up surviving. Good counter initiation back onto Team Vatos Locos. And they are going to probably dive this Una. Una by himself does use the ulti onto them, but he actually died. At 5 here, they're going to go on to Wolfram. Wolfram getting low, gets frozen, does die. Paul does jump into the back line, gets the stun off on Lunari. Line does drop too.
Oh, and Azrath gonna land the ult. Bruce Lee gonna follow it up with the kick, and that's a free kill there.
By players, and they are gonna get bonded here. They have no vision here. They are gonna get caught out. Lulu trying to jump in on that back line. Then they get kited out easily by both Yuki and Aiden, and they are gonna end up getting up Rockman. 200% does get destroyed. Showed up as red when they're on blue side.
Bruce with the attack buff. He is going in. Oh, and there's the big ult by Azrath. So much damage. Bruce in a lot of trouble though. Will he land the kick? He knocks him up. Apollo. There's the kick. Nice little damage there.
And he jumps over.
Majority of the game, they can't really fight right off
Bruce
the
Lee
bat.
goes in onto this, and then you get the kill with Crystal. So that's another kill from WRX, and they're gonna get initiated on here in the early game. Snoke actually gets caught out once again. Lotus trying to do some damage back onto Saxo, but not able to. They get 2 kills. He kills that hero as well to end up falling. Tyrion's gonna try to run Poseidon solo, can't escape. Bruce Lee comes in and gets the kill. Good play there.
Will he turn around and get it? Diana gets absolutely destroyed. Bruce Lee in there. Azrath big ulti. Destroys him. Frozen Scepter going down, and
5-man wipe. This might be game here, Sean, as they do all 5 dying. WRX. Now this dragon is up, and they are going to initiate here on the Apollo. Apollo does jump in. He does jump back out. So does Zhao Yun. Does good damage onto the Poseidon. Good damage. 4-man ult or 2-man ulti from Poseidon. Cao does jump in. Does crazy amounts of damage. Gets a second kill onto Zhao Yun. Guan Yu trying to get a kill on Electros. Not able to. He does run away, and that is
rounder onto Una. Una in a lot of trouble in the mid lane. And there's the attack buff, and that's first blood. A 4-man game.
The initiation here on top. Mikio jumping onto his bits. The Kaidi Mikio does have to use his ult to try to escape. Renator gonna stay on top of him. Is he gonna be able to get the kill? Does actually miss his jump. This is too good off there from Sun Wukong. Mikio does dodge his hammer or his slam down. Good dash there from Matt. He's actually gonna get onto Zen. Zen is dropping so low. Una with the great ult. Can they run? Una, Wolfram does go on to Una, who's gonna run back into her hog. Good play.
Oh, the bomb!
Stun onto 7-Up, and 7-Up is definitely being cracked and open here. Welcome back, folks, to the Heroes Evolved Championship North America Arena Day 2. We have our second best of 3 series semifinals between Galaxy and God. I'm Fatal Uno, joined by Sean Dukan.
Yeah, who are you looking forward to in winning this series? Do you have a favorite, or?
I think God looked a little stronger yesterday. I just like the versatile in picks. They picked a lot of heroes, and it looked like Galaxy, stuck to their guns. And we actually saw both of these teams play Bruce Lee a little bit, and I'm not too sure what the heroes were or what heroes they're gonna pick, because I'm sure a lot of both of these teams just watched that last series and may have some new ideas of possibly picking Electros, possibly picking some Wolfram, and who knows, maybe even possibly picking some what's the hero that Flo played in the first, and Wukong, there you go. Wasn't crossing my head. Yeah, possibly picking some Wukong. So who knows, maybe the first game is gonna make this draft a little different than it would have been originally. So I'm looking forward to how this game plays out.
Yeah, definitely. Just waiting on God to get into the lobby here so we can start this first match. We'll be starting shortly. But I do agree. I think God came out a little bit stronger yesterday. I feel like they snowballed their series pretty convincingly without any problems there. We saw them pick actually a lot of God heroes like Poseidon. I think they picked Sun Wukong as well, Apollo. But yeah, I really like to see what they're gonna pick today. I don't know. I feel like after watching the last series there, I feel like Song Wukong, the Wolfram, and Electros have come out really strong in those series, and I feel like it's going to carry on to this series where those picks are going to be priority.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that both these teams did watch those games because they were great matches and to just see the different styles of plays. And I'm sure the teams from the last series are going to be watching this series because whoever wins this game will be going up against them in the finals, and whoever loses will be going against the counterpart there for third place. And you definitely want to get third place because you don't want to come all this way for absolutely nothing.
Yeah, definitely. I think both teams here probably have done their homework and they're gonna ban some respect bans. Maybe they'll like to switch it up and show us something new. I really hope to see a Grom. I feel like he's extremely strong and he has been passing through these drafts, but maybe both teams not having too much experience playing with a Grom within their team comp. So, but I'd be really excited if a Grom was picked up this series.
You're really preaching for a Grom in this last couple of
Definitely.
series, but
I feel like he's just overall a great hero, and you can do more than just find picks with him. You can actually pull Dragon out of the pit and get a nice steal. And I don't know. I just really find that hero can make interesting games.
definitely, and we actually are getting into the draft here, folks. So we are going to see what these first bans will be for both God and Galaxy. We're going to be looking into this draft, and Vince is actually first ban there, and Aiden alongside that as well.
Yeah, both these AD carries definitely doing some work within the meta right now. Aiden being a top pick as well as Vince. But we saw Freya actually do quite a bit of work, even though she got nerfed. I think the changes were actually pretty good to her. Not overly doing too much damage, but she still has a very big presence within the game.
Yeah, she's still viable and didn't just nerf her complete to the ground where she's unplayable, which is always a good nerf, right? You never want to nerf someone out of the game, but you never want to buff someone that's too strong. And they actually do first pick Freya for Sins and Wolfram, Ezrath, and Poseidon all being banned out. So they do have that Wukong up if one of the teams do want to go for it. Helio does pick up the Apollo, who I'm pretty sure we saw him play it yesterday as well as Apollo, definitely showing that he's a very strong hero in this meta.
Yeah, Apollo just so versatile. He provides that single target CC. He has that shield, so he's able to dive in. He has those slides, which can get him in and out of fights to just make plays. I think overall, just a very versatile and great pick.
Yep, they do pick up the Mikio here and Guan Yu on the side of Galaxy, so already pulling out a lot of damage with that Frail and Mikio pick, and we're gonna see here with what God will counter pick, and I'd
They
like to
actually
see
picked up a
them go in
Minerva there.
Ares
They
on the
picked up a Minerva.
on the side of God.
Yeah, and we've seen Minerva yesterday
No,
played,
I
I
don't think
think,
they
on
did.
WRX. Well, we saw it played on WRX, but not not doing too hot. Actually, not landing any arrows. So I'm
And they
pretty
pick up
psyched to
Blue
see.
Boo. Yeah, yeah, that's right. They didn't do too hot. That was a disaster of a game, but hopefully, God watch
Hopefully,
that
God could
game.
just show us. It
Yeah,
can just
show
show
us.
us that Minerva is actually viable.
Definitely, and I feel like she is. She has a lot to offer, but I don't know. I feel like I would have liked the Ares pick over the Lu Bu here, because Ares is still open in this draft, and I do believe he's a very strong pick. But both these heroes, I guess, underrating him, and they do end up picking up Una and Arborist, and it's very surprising to see Una go this far in the draft without being picked.
Yeah, definitely. And Nosferatu is pretty interesting. I'm really excited to see him this game. We haven't seen too much of him in any of the tournaments. I think he's played probably twice within all regions. So pretty excited to see Nosferatu here. And they do pick up Bruce Lee for their last pick.
Yep, so this is game one of this best of three series between Galaxy and God. So say chat who you think is gonna win. Maybe it's based on the draft, maybe it's who you like, who you're a fan of, but give your opinion out in the chat. I'm sure no one will care too much, and don't be BM to each other. It's all good and fun. This is competition. I'm looking forward to this game, that's for sure.
So which lineup do you think is or which draft do you think is a little bit better than the other, or maybe its strengths or weaknesses?
In 5 seconds.
Looking at these drafts, the thing that I notice about God's draft is they're very, very hard to kill. Helio and Apollo has that shield. Bruce Lee can just jump around. Same with Lu Bu. Bruce Lee also has that shield as well. Nosferatu can steal life. He's looking for blood. You know, all that type of stuff. So I do believe God's lineup is very strong in their own right because of that factor of very hard to kill. And I don't know. I think I'm gonna give the hands up to God here.
I think both drafts are really strong, but I do agree with you. God's lineup is very they have a lot of mobility. They're able to get around the map really fast, and they have good pick potential as well, especially with the Minerva arrow. If she can actually land that, it's pretty much a kill from every time she lands it.
Yeah, it's very true, and they have a lot of CC as well with this Apollo, Lu Bu, Minerva, and Bruce Lee all able to CC a lot, so very good. And they actually see Zeus going aggressive here in the mid lane, and Nosferatu, we've talked about him previously in a couple of other tournaments. He's just so strong in the mid lane because he can wave clear and out trade you at any given moment.
Yeah, definitely. He's definitely one of those heroes that you certainly want to be very aggressive with and trade, because having that lifesteal ability, you know, you're lifestealing from the other person, you're doing some damage against them, and you heal that right back up. So definitely want to play aggressive on him, and Zeus is pretty much doing a good job of that right now.
Yeah, definitely. And I actually really like, I don't know if God actually meant to do this, but I really like just they're actually going to go in the bottom lane here. Sorry, pardon me, but Helio is going to jump in. Good shields there from both Morris and Helio. And this is what I mean. The heroes on the side of God are just all very, very hard to kill. They might not be the strongest in terms of doing damage, but heroes such as Bruce Lee, Apollo, Lu Bu, and Nosferatu, they're just so hard to kill because they have those lifesteals. They have those shields.
Luna in the mid lane.
Bruce Lee almost getting the kill. There's actually going to be a huge fight here. Arborist does jump in. Apollo hard to kill. Thor trying to get away here. Might be the first blood. Not able to get damage on Thor. They actually do drop Thor. Dropping onto Helio as well now too. Helio does drop. Good ulti there from Una as well. Getting 2 kills onto the side of Galaxy.
Yeah, and that's a double kill in the way of Galaxy there. And Dragon is spawning within the next 10 seconds. Una did drop her ult though, so she won't have that for that Dragon fight if they do decide to contest it.
Yeah, very true. Lots of damage here from Galaxy. They have that Freya, they have that Mikio. Arborist can output a lot of damage with his ultimate as well, so good amounts of damage from Galaxy.
Yeah, Galaxy actually gonna invade that buff there. Mikio picking up a defense buff.
Yeah, Dragon is up. Both teams don't seem like they're too aware. Maybe forgot that it's up, but no one has gone to get it yet.
I think Galaxy, they might just be waiting a bit for their ults to come back on cooldown. And Gods, because they lost that fight, they might be a little bit hesitant to try and start it now.
I feel like they should contest this though. If they don't, they're going to fall behind a lot further. They're actually going to jump onto Helio. Who
Una actually has her ult. She dropped it in the pit. It's really low, but God, they're going to try and contest it. It's really low. Who's going to get the kill? Lubu actually gets it. Miko going to drop the ult in the pit though. Bruce Lee is actually really far deep there. Arbor's going to chain up with the stun. Really good plays here. Can they find the kill onto Bruce Lee?
He actually does run. This is what I was talking about. Good kickback onto Blurry. Blurry now getting gone on by Helio. Good kill onto Blurry. They're trying to initiate back on to the Nosferatu, ends up dying. Helio now the next person in there gonna die. And Bruce Lee does use his Kung Fu kick and jumps all the way back. But 4 kills going towards Galaxy.
That's a disaster for Gods there. They lost a big fight. 4 for 1, I think.
Yeah.
And Galaxy, they're actually gonna take or start putting so much damage on this
like
mid
this
tower.
from Bruce Lee. Good kick from both.
Oh!
Damage does get the kill. Good ulti from Una. Well played there by Bruce.
Such an action-packed early game here.
Yeah,
almost securing that tower, but Bruce Lee doing a great job of defending it. It does cost his life, but he does find the trade kill.
No, they might actually get a kill here onto Ra, who gets destroyed by Mikio and Guan Yu. Bad play there from the Minerva. I don't know what she was thinking, just running in there. She had wards up.
So sloppy.
Yeah, very sloppy. They had wards up there, and she goes in, and she knows there's 2 people there, and she still goes in. Maybe thinking Apollo was closer behind than he originally was, and actually ended getting her life killed there.
Galaxy really putting the pressure. They know that they have the advantage in gold and item builds as well. They are going to put this pressure onto the bot lane. Freya is attacking that tower and doing some great damage onto Helio here.
Yeah, tower will fall with this next creep wave unless they do look for a fight. Minerva does have her ult. If she can land it, they can initiate here. I still have yet to see her actually use it aggressively. In the top lane, Lubu did get a solo kill. Didn't even realize that onto the Mikio.
It is a 4v3 here. It looks like Gods are actually going to go in. Bruce Lee, he lands the kick right onto Una, but he is diving on the tower. Apollo as well. He slides in. Guan Yu doing so much damage with the spin there, but he's in a lot of trouble. He does fall, and Arborist, he's in the center there. He does pop his ult, doing good AoE damage, but he actually does fall, and that's a good fight.
4 for 1, or not 4 for 1, sorry, 3 for 1, and Lubu gonna actually dive onto Sins. Sins getting caught out, and Minerva does follow up with him. Good kills there. They know it's a 4v5 fight. Thor instantly TP's bottom on that Lubu, and actually takes a fight of a 5v4, and they do end up killing all 5 of them. Ultimately,
we're gonna start Zakar.
It's
5 minutes in the game. They're starting Zakar.
Yeah, this could be bad for them. They have no idea though. If they do get this, this is really good. They're gonna give up the tower for Zakar, and I think it's worth it. Good play there from God, stepping up in, and Bruce Lee actually gonna jump in. Wow, misses it. Do like the scream though. Do like the scream, and they do actually. They don't even steal that buff. Sins actually gets it with her spear.
Oh, but the creeps actually secure the tier 1 tower in the mid lane. And the gold pretty even.
Yeah, just 4k, but this Zakar buff, it increased to 4k. It was really close before, but they actually did take the mid tower and the bottom tower during that that time God was getting the Zakar buff. But I think it's okay for them to get the Zakar buff, but they need to take a fight with it, or they're not gonna, you know, get as much as they wanted from the Zakar buff. But gold lead only roughly 3k, so.
Yeah, definitely. And it's not that 9-minute mark yet, so this Zakar buff is actually just a buff by itself. It's not actually going to buff the creeps on the map.
And I actually think... sorry, go ahead. Alright, I actually think Thor came out huge in that last engagement, making plays for his team. He gets a solo kill on the Mikio top with the attack buff and makes the call, I think, for them to fight bottom. TP's in bottom, and actually they get a quadra on the bottom as well, so huge play there from Thor.
Yeah, definitely. And Dragon actually going into the way
Galaxy.
Of Galaxy there.
Yeah, Freya takes it. It's weird, right? Sometimes it shows up as red, but really blue took it.
Yeah. That's why I was just really trying to make sure that I knew who took it there for a second. It did pop up as red, so.
Mikio split pushing top right now. TP from Minerva and Guan Yu TPing as well. Actually cancels his TP. Minerva trying to just
God looking to pinch
tower.
Top. Yeah, they're gonna try and pinch top.
Yeah, no vision for Mikio, but great awareness of him knowing that they're there.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, he actually did have a ward. My apologies.
Oh, and he had one in the mid lane as well. I think he saw them all rotate through mid lane.
Yeah.
Guan Yu kind of caught out there. He's got to back up.
Yeah, no Igneo was played onto the Minerva as first item. She actually goes for that movement speed and more attack speed type item as well as it gives her slow, an extra slow.
Yeah, and both teams just farming up a little bit here, trying to get their items finished. And this Zakar buff, kind of a little bit of a waste. I feel like they didn't really put it to good use here.
Yeah, they definitely didn't, but yeah, they definitely should have used it. I was gonna suggest that they possibly got in a tower or something from, but they haven't even gone in a tower. They kind of just got the Zakar. Yes, they got the Zakar gold, but the buff really needed them to. I think they still have it, but it's about to run out soon.
Yeah, it just ran out actually as we speak.
Yeah. I think they were trying to look for stuff, but Galaxy did do a great job of just avoiding those ganks. You saw Mikio realize all of them rotating, so I think Galaxy was just playing very smart, knowing that they had Zakar buff.
Yeah, definitely, and it looks like they're going to try and make a play on this top lane, but there is a really good ward in that river, and Minerva spots out that all of them are rotating in the top lane, and she's easily going to back off here, but it looks like Galaxy, they're going to go for this tower. Guan Yu jumps over the wall, secures that tower very easily.
Trying to split push here. Not actually able to as a T. Oh, TP actually does get canceled. He should be going for this bottom tower, but he isn't. He doesn't realize that it gets canceled. Now he's going to start heading back. That could be a little misplay from him. He will have the potential to take this if he wants. He will start taking it, and this is a good play by Morris.
Yeah, definitely. And Galaxy actually reads that he's staying in the bot lane, and they're going to make a play here onto tier 2. They're hitting the tower. It looks like a big fight is going to happen here. Will God defend their tower? And it looks like Lubu, he does initiate, but he's in a lot of trouble. Una drops the ult as well. They got to disengage.
Yeah, Freya doing so much damage to that tower. Tower already so low. Trying to engage onto this tower. Good damage. Morris goes in, gets stunned. Good stun by Guan Yu. Helio dropping low. Mikio drops his ult. Thor on that backline. Trying to do damage to Una. Not able. Helio still so low. And by Julio, I mean Helio. Morris trying to get out of there, but it's 3 kills going in the favor of Galaxy. Not looking good for God.
Yeah, Galaxy just applying so much pressure. They saw that Bruce was in the bot lane, so they instantly forced some pressure onto the tier 2 mid. I think that was the exact play they needed to do, and now they got to 3 kills off that, and they're going to rotate now to the bot lane and kill this tier 2 as well, just increasing their loot a little bit. And Apollo actually getting caught out here. A little bit of a misplay. He just ran into the enemy team.
Yeah, a little bit of a misplay there from Helio. We definitely need some help from the gods because right now they're definitely not looking too hot. They gotta start praying to those gods because right now they're not looking like the gods themselves.
Maybe maybe a little bit tilted there. I'm not sure what he was doing. Kind of just running into the enemy team like that, but great job to Galaxy here. They're gonna rotate the dragon and secure that as well.
Yep, that's 5 towers now informs Galaxy, so racking up this gold lead, 15k now. Not anything too crazy. Definitely racking up this gold lead. The bigger the gold lead becomes, the harder it is going to be for God to win these fights.
Definitely, and Helio actually going to get caught out again. Guan Yu going to jump on, and there's a snare from Arborist, and nice little kill there.
Helio, come on.
Getting caught out over and over again, and Bruce Lee's going to try and split push because he knows that Galaxy is making some pressure into the mid lane, but he's got to be careful.
Yeah, actually does start TPing. He's doing good pressure though. He's making the team from Galaxy actually have to chase him, so he's doing a great job I think right now. But they are gonna take Sakar for free here, which is gonna be good.
Yeah, they're gonna have the mega creep buff, and they're gonna be able to siege these base turrets now.
Yeah, definitely they're gonna be able to siege these creeps as well. Gonna help out a lot as they do so much damage.
And they might actually look to push high ground here.
I feel like it's their best bet. They're really far ahead here. It's never good to wait too long because the longer the game goes, the less goal difference actually matters. They are going to initiate onto Thor, doing some good damage. They actually do go a huge ultimate there from Arborist onto all 4 of them. Bruce Lee in the midst of it all does end up dying as well. Good ulti there from Una. And by ulti, I mean stun, who hits onto both of them, and they are going to dive onto Thor, who does heal up. 2 for 4 right now. I feel like he won't be able to, but they are just gonna take these other towers. I like this from Galaxy, doing a smart move of taking an extra tower just in case. Thor is gonna try to go in there, has to try to defend this. Doesn't look like he's going to, and the gods will be deleted. The gods go down in game 1 to Team Galaxy.
And yes, the gods have fallen. Galaxy just looking so strong that game. Gods just kind of falling apart in that mid to late game, getting caught out way too much. I felt like they had the advantage in the early game, being super aggressive, taking that first Sakar and just winning those fights, but then just falling apart in the mid game.
Yeah, getting caught out a little too much there. Helio definitely not doing what he needed to be doing on that Apollo, as as that tank. He just died too much and was alone too much, not offering enough presence in those fights because he was usually alone and just dying. So well played to Galaxy though, as they do take this game one. Looking at the hero damage stats, we see Sins doing 27,000 damage here, outputting so much damage on that Freya and showing that this hero is still viable, going 10-2 and 8.
Yeah, definitely doing some work on that Freya. I think they actually first picked it in the draft too, so feeling very comfortable on the Freya still. Sin's really impressing me on that Freya, and yeah, Helio just getting caught a little bit too much there, going 0-5. And Gods just, I felt like they had the upper hand in the early game, but just falling apart in the mid game. Galaxy just working really, really well together, and yeah, Galaxy really impressed me this game.
Yeah, definitely played really well here from Galaxy,
I
and
really like the two Frozen Scepter pickups from Galaxy as well, from the Arborist, giving Arborist a little bit more CC so he can chain it up after he does a single target route. He can actually Frozen Scepter the target in place for his team to follow up. So I really, really like that item build coming out from him.
yeah, I agree. He did a great job that game, actually landing some big ultis as well, like 3 or 4 man ultimates. Uh, definitely playing a huge factor for his team. But with that being said, guys, we will be going to a short break here. Everything's running very smoothly, so I wouldn't be surprised if the next game will be in the next 5 to 10 minutes. So stick around, guys. Some codes will be given out. We'll be back shortly. Actually able to land the ult, and I feel like our Ares could jump and get this ultimate. All of them, it is a 4v5, this could be a huge fight. Lucy does jump in, good kick up. They are going to use the ultimate onto Thor. Thor does back up. They go on to Moors right now. Moors does get ulti by the Ares. Ares doesn't get the kill though. Narya with a good defensive usage on Ares, but Ares turns. They're going to go in, Ares does top, and he gets absolutely blown up by the Narya. They are going to die. Bruce Lee on that backline, dude, so much work. Going to get this kill on Diana as well as the fight is going crazy. He is diving. He does get the second kill. Wolfram does get out as well. All so low, but they do survive, and they are going to dive. Bruce Lee jumps out of this way, and oh, good snipe.
Oh, life steal from Thor.
Steal. Put that pressure in the 1v1, does dash, do some damage, ultis onto Una, try to do some damage, can the stun hit him? No, it doesn't, good kill there.
Oh, big ulti from Azra.
Go in, he does get stunned, good counter initiation, he does almost drop, he does end up surviving. Good counter initiation back onto Team Vatos Locos, and they are gonna probably dive this Una by himself, does use an ulti onto them, but he actually died. At 5 here, they're gonna go on to Wolfram. Wolfram getting low, gets frozen, does die. Paul does jump into the back line, gets the stun off on Lunari. Line does drop too.
Ezra gonna land the ult. Bruce Lee gonna follow it up with the kick, and that's a free kill there.
By players, and they are gonna get bonded here. They have no vision here. They are gonna get caught up. Lulu trying to jump in on that back line, then they get kited out easily by both Yuki and Aiden, and they are gonna get end up hitting up Rockman. So 100% it does get destroyed. Showed up as red when they're on blue side.
Bruce with the attack buff. He is going in. Oh, and there's the big ult by Astrap. So much damage. Bruce in a lot of trouble though. Will he land the kick? He knocks him up. Apollo. There's the kick. Nice little damage there.
And he jumps over.
Majority of the game, they can't really fight right off
Bruce
the
Lee
bat.
goes in onto this, and then you get the kill with Crystal. So that's another kill from WRX, and they're gonna get initiated on here in the early game. Snook actually gets caught out once again. Lotus trying to do some damage back onto Saxo, but not able to. They get 2 kills. He kills that hero as well to end up falling. Tyrion's gonna try to run. Poseidon solo, can't escape. Bruce Lee comes in and gets the kill. Good play there.
Will he turn around and get it? Diana gets absolutely destroyed. Bruce Lee in there. Esrat big ulti. Destroys him. Frozen Scepter going down, and
5-man wipe. This might be game here, Sean, as they do all 5 dying. WRX, now that this dragon is up, and they are are going to initiate here on the Apollo. Apollo does jump in. He does jump back out. So does Zhao Yun. Does good damage onto the Poseidon. Good damage. 4-man ult or 2-man ulti from Poseidon. Cao does jump in. Does crazy amounts of damage. Gets a second kill onto Zhao Yun. Guan Yu trying to get a kill on Electros. Not able to. He does run away. And that is...
Onto Una. Una a lot of trouble in the mid lane. And there's the attack buff, and that's first blood. A 4-man
the initiation here on top. Mikko jumping onto his bits. Then Kaede Mikko does have to use his ult to try to escape. Burnator gonna stay on top of him. Is he gonna be able to get the kill? Does actually miss his jump. This is too good off there from Sun Wukong. Mikko does dodge his hammer or his slam down. Good dash there from Matt. He's actually gonna get onto Zen. Zen is dropping so low. Una with the great ult. Can they run? Una, Wolfram does go on to Una, who's gonna run back into her ult. Good play.
Oh, the bomb!
Stun onto 7UP, and 7UP is definitely being cracked and open here. Welcome back, guys, to the Heroes of Vault Championship North America Arena Day 2. This is the second semifinals of the day. Galaxy versus God, leading 1-0 in favor of Galaxy. I'm Fadolino, joined here with Sean DeCon. We're ready for this series, aren't we, Sean?
Yeah, definitely. Both teams doing really well last game. I think God kind of just fell apart last game in that mid game. I felt like the Minerva pick didn't really have that much presence. Yeah, not too sure about Minerva so far within the tournaments. And also I feel that Helio just, getting caught out a little bit too much. Maybe he was tilted. I don't know. Maybe he needed to pray to the gods a little bit, but
definitely he did not have the best game today on that first game, but hopefully he can change it around in this second game. What do you think God needs to do here? Do you think it was something with their draft? They did go a lot of very unordinary heroes in the likes of Nosferatu, Bruce Lee, and Minerva. You think they need to switch it up and start going some heroes that, are a little stronger?
It's hard to say. I felt like, it worked for them yesterday going Bruce Lee and all of these heroes, but because they're playing a team that, it really knows the meta and really knows how to play and fight back, I feel like these picks that they've been doing from yesterday are just not going to work against this team. They really need to pick something that is a little bit stronger and actually works well together in their team composition. Like there's a difference between like some comfort picks and actually making your comp fit well together,
Yeah, they actually ban out their own Apollo just in case Helio tries to pick it, I think. But God, looking to pick the first pick here, and I feel like going Poseidon was going to be a good pick because that hero does offer a lot of utility and tankiness for that front line. And Esrath and Freya being instantly picked up by Sins and Thend, and didn't they go Esrath previously in day one? I'm pretty sure Thend did pick Esrath a decent amount.
Yeah, he did, and also Zeus played Poseidon a lot yesterday. So both teams picking some comfort picks as well as some really good OP picks for this meta. I would say.
Yeah,
and Una actually getting picked up.
Galaxy had it last game, I think.
It actually chains well with Poseidon as well, and they're actually going to go for this Minerva again. I'm not too sure about this. Maybe they can convince me that Minerva.
The thing with Minerva, I mean, you can tell me if I'm wrong. That's fine, but I feel like Minerva needs to get involved very early. That ultimate is so strong early because no one has a Jade Heart, no one has that crowd control immune, and if you can land that ultimate, it allows your team to get aggressive, and she needs to be that aggressive forefront on that hero, because when that hero is falling from playing from behind and not playing the aggressor, she cannot kite for herself, and the stun, if someone's right beside her, doesn't really offer too much, so she really needs to get involved early.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like, Minerva just needs to step it up in the early game and really land those ults, because we've seen time and time again, these Minervas, they haven't been landing their ults, and we haven't really seen too much aggression coming from Minervas. I feel like they're always playing from behind because they don't play Minerva to their advantage.
Definitely, and we're getting into this game. Sean, whose draft are you favoring? In Twitch chat, please let us know who you think is going to win this game 2 in this best of 3 series. Right now, currently led by Galaxy. What draft are you looking at right now, Sean?
I think I like God's lineup a lot more. I think it really makes sense. They have a lot of heroes that can chain up well together. You know, they have the Minos pull, they have Poseidon ulti, they have Burninator, AoE stun. They also have the Una AoE damage. With all that is just insane burst, and they have really good crowd control. But on the side of Galaxy, they have more, I would say, single target, more like pickoff lineup. But I guess we're just gonna have to see. I think both lineups are extremely strong, though. They both drafted it out really well.
Yeah, I agree. But I'm not the biggest fan of Minos or Burninator, though. So I'm gonna give my upper hand to Team Galaxy here with their draft. I just don't think those two picks are very, very strong over, you know, certain other picks that could be picked up. But let's get back into this game, and the buff is given to Freya with the defense, and Minerva gonna take her buff by herself while Poseidon and Thor both take this buff, or sorry, these wolves, and gold buff going in the favor of Minerva.
And look at this Dinos invade from God here, and Lubu is actually gonna spot it out. But
yeah, I like it. You can't really do much.
I want to see some rotations. I want to see some rotations from Galaxy. Maybe they can snipe this Dinos. I'm pretty sure Astrath got that.
Yeah, I think he might have sniped it back. Good play there, and look at this. They're just gonna take damage on this top tower already from that for nothing. Oh, actually, no, they don't. The TP's just in time.
Lubu actually stopping Poseidon's TP there.
Yeah, good play there, and actually doing a good amount of damage as well. Minos getting chunked right now in this top tower. Needs to, ooh, gets javelin tossed as well because he was just standing still.
Yeah, I feel like they needed a lane swap with this Minos because he doesn't have that much wave clear. It doesn't really make sense for him to be here. As you can see, the creeps already did quite a bit of damage on that top tower with the first wave. He just doesn't have any wave clear to stay up here. I feel like they really need a lane swap with Burninator or something like that.
Yeah,
and you can see Burninator's actually going to TP here.
Yeah, good call there. They need two up there. They're just going to take so much damage. Just basically what Galaxy's doing. They have two in this bottom lane, so they're not able to actually full push and commit. I like this though. They're going to dual jungle and then go back to lane. I think that's the right play from both of them.
Oh, and Minos with a nice pull on the top lane, chained up with Burninator Sun. And there's the execute coming up from Minos in first blood. Will they find Guan Yu though?
No, couldn't put the
build, he does make it out.
Good execute there from Thor. Just hitting level 4 during that little skirmish and does get the kill onto Sins, which is good. Putting Sins down. We saw how much work he did on that Freya, so very good play there from Team God getting the first blood.
Yeah, well communicated. I'm pretty sure he told Burninator, like, after this creep, I'm going to hit 4. I'm going to go for a pull. And Burninator reacted right away, chained it up with a nice stun, and he was able to get the execute off for first blood, so well played. Dragon is spawning.
Yeah, no wards on it as right now, so a lot of teams don't know who could go for it. Red does have wards towards the dragon pit, or around it rather, so they would know if Thor or Helio do go for this.
Zeus actually stealing the buff from Raw there. I think that was an accident, but it is the attack buff too. That would have been really good on Minerva.
Yeah, he needs to push this tower with it, I think. Being a little bit afraid here. I think he needs to just go to the tower and start hitting it. I don't know why. Well, he wants to get some wards down, it seems, or put some pressure on the jungle, but I feel like if he went in and hit the tower like twice or 3 times there, it would have been lower than half health as it is right now, so would have been some good damage.
Yeah, God's gonna pull that dragon over the wall, and they're actually using the wolf camp to block the dragon from going back to the pit. That was actually really nice.
They are taking this dragon though, and they're... Oh, he actually misses
the pull.
Yeah, they are putting pressure on this top lane though. Guan Yu is coming in from the back line, gonna jump in there. Good kill there from Thor to get it. They're actually gonna be a huge fight. Raw coming in. This is what I want to see from Raw. Getting involved. Actually does miss his Minerva. They do get the kill onto Theon though. Blurry now getting gone on by Helio. Helio on the chase. Not able to actually get anything.
Oh, the S-Trap. Can he land the ulti? He just landed onto 1. It was so close from hitting 2, but Mino's actually going to pull in Singe. Singe get executed. He does fall, and Lubu goes in. He lands that 3-man stun, but he's in a lot of trouble. He does fall, and that's a double kill for Minos.
Minerva on the top going to get a kill on Blurry as well. 5-0 going in Gods. It looks like they did pray to the Gods because they are playing out of their mind, especially Thor on this Minos, who I was ridiculing because I didn't like the pick, but he's proven me wrong.
Yeah, definitely. He's going ham right now, and it looks like Azeroth, he's actually going to initiate on the top lane, but he's in a lot of trouble. He's going to fall. God, he doesn't have his invulnerability up. He's in a lot of trouble. He's just got to back out.
Nice to as well. 7-0. Going in.
Oh, they're not done. They're not done.
No, they're not. Guanyu gonna try to go in here. Raw dropping low. He does get the counter kill. Not able to stun him off of the Minerva.
And Minos, he's looking for some blood here. Will he land a nice pull? He might chain it up with Burninator stun in a second. See if he can get the execute off.
Definitely, Azeroth
Galaxy
pushing
bottom
bottom.
back there.
Yeah, already falling behind 7k gold now. With Minos taking that dragon as well, so not looking too hot for Galaxy. They might get this tower bottom though, which will give them some gold, and they want to rotate on this, and I like this from Galaxy. Rotating onto this tower, possibly gonna die because that is so low.
Oh, and big fight in the bot lane. Nice little stun there. Minos, he does pull in too. Huge damage coming out from Crystal as well. Big AoE. The stun lands onto Lubu. He's going to try and dive out of the pit. Can he hop over? He does. Oh, and he barely survives there.
From Thor, and then Minos pulling in both Theon and Fen, and they just blow them up. Good play there by the Minos.
Yeah, Thor just playing out of his mind right now. TP coming in from Galaxy, but it gets canceled out. And that's gonna be a free tower there for God.
Your team has destroyed a fort. Your team has destroyed a fort.
2 towers going the way of Gods, just taking full control of this game.
Yeah, really liking this from Gods, being the aggressors this game, showing them that we're nothing to joke around about. Zeus getting caught out here, not actually being initiated on. Seems to be a common trend that I've been noticing, that on the blue side they usually win more of the games in these these more intense games. Seems like blue side has been winning majority of percentage of the games against red.
And God's actually starting Zakar here. Kind of a risky play, and yeah, Morris, he's gonna try and do some damage on the side here, but she might actually get caught out. Nice damage from Freya there. Doing some work.
Their ult is down. I think they should fight this. They're all very low. I think they should fight. Crystal is half health, but I don't think they can give up this Zakar this early. Good poke here from Guanyu onto the tower. Good damage. Good pull by Minos once again onto Sins, who isn't able to do anything. Good ulti by Azeroth onto a couple. Good ulti as well from Crystal. Going onto them. Thor dropping so low. Doesn't actually die. And there's now 2 down. Trying to run for their lives here. Crystal, can she get away? Zeus misses his ult. Theon gets blown up by the Una. And that's a 3 for 1. Or 3 for nothing going in favor of God. And Minos just making Sin's life an ultimate nightmare.
Yeah, Sin's definitely a little bit tilted here. Getting pulled every single fight and not being able to do anything.
I think he's gonna have nightmares of a cow tonight.
Oh, Netzrath, he's going in from the sidelines. A big ulti on the Burninator. Blows him up. Zeus in a lot of trouble. He has no mana. He's got to retreat. Good kiting from Ra though. And he's wicked sick. He's going in there. He gets the double kill onto.
Good
oh my god, goes a scepter on all 3 people. The ice was huge there. And Freya, she's actually going to keep chasing, but there's a damage coming out from Morris.
Oh, she actually misses her jump over the wall. Might die because of it. And she does.
Oh, that's a disaster for Una there.
Good turnaround for Galaxy there.
Wow. And that's the power of Crystal I was talking about. If you can land that CC ice onto all 3, it just absolutely changes the fight around.
Yeah, and we have to take note that Minos definitely a bit stronger now after that buff. His pull range a little longer than it used to be, which offers him that availability to pull in those backline like Sins, who's been constantly being pulled right now. And he's going to have some nightmares, I think, tonight. I don't know if he's going to be able to go to bed.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be hard for him to sleep at night. Minos 8-0. Right now, he is unstoppable. Does have an attack buff, and he's looking for more blood. He's not done. He is going to run to the Zakar pit here. He does see that Guanyu.
Yeah, take a look at these item builds. You see Minerva actually building with that Igneous Blade first item, which I like this a lot better than her build last game. Definitely offering some more damage. See, lots of tankiness from all Poseidon, Burnator, and Minos, all going very, very tanky for this front line. So hard for Galaxy to actually push through them.
Yeah, and they are starting Zakar here. God's actually in a lot of trouble. Sin's doing some great poke to Thor from the back, and Guan Yu, he does hop in. He's doing so much damage with his AoE. Thor actually makes it out, and there's the ulti from S-Trap in the back. Una in a lot of trouble. Oh!
Gets executed. Dion trying to kite, not able to kite. Now Helio dropping low. Thor does come back into the fight. This is a disaster for Galaxy. It's not looking good.
4 for 1 in the way of God here, and they're gonna push down mid.
Just chasing him down. Oh no! Oh, she will get the kill. And this will be a tower at least.
God's coming and showing up in the second game, doing so much work. Thor really stepping it up on that Minos.
Yeah, that fight was looking so good for Galaxy, almost killing the Minos. S-Raf, I think, should have used the ult onto the Minos instead of Una, but he tries to go onto the Una, and it actually cost him his life because Thor was able to actually execute him in that fight. I think you need to go for the Thor there, or for the Minos. Thor's playing. Does go down. It's 10 minutes in. These creeps are buff now, and this middle lane is going to be pushing in mega hard too, because they do have those super creeps as well in that lane, so these next creeps are going to be hurting.
Yeah, nice little rotation here from Gods. Gonna try and rotate to the top side of the map, and they're gonna try and get more control on this side of the map. They are gonna push that wave in, and they're gonna start tanking this tower, but I'm not too sure if this is the play. I think Galaxy, they might actually... No, they just don't have the players right now. They gotta go high ground.
Yeah, they are, and they know Freya is pushing out that bottom lane because of this creep waves, but she needs to get back and help, and good idea here from Thor, pushing into the mid lane. I like this a lot, bringing their creeps in, so they have to deal with those mega super creeps in the middle, and now able to actually go for the tower if they want.
Look at that poke from Crystal. She actually gets stunned out there.
Do get the kill. He does drop from Crystal. Now it's a 4v5 fight. That's rather than huge ult on the backline. Doing so much damage with Guan Yu on the rotate as well. Using his spin gun. Oh, Poseidon up! And Helio trying to follow up. Blue can't get the kill onto Mars, and Lubu can. It's looking good. Sins, can he kite his way to the victory of this fight? No! Helio actually gets the kill. Two of them still up, trying to go for the win here with these mega creeps.
It's a 5-man wipe, and they do have mega creeps here. They are going to end the game.
It looks like they will.
Take game 2.
Gods takes game 2, making the series 1-1. Well played there by Gods, Sean. Just definitely changing their playstyle, picking still some different picks than Minos, but picks that worked.
Yeah, Thor just, oh my god, and that Minos really impressed me. Like you said, they did with this upcoming patch, they did increase the range on his pull, and it's really showing. We saw him pull Dragon out of the pit multiple times. We saw him pull tons of people over the wall just to really execute people and make fights instantly 4v5. I think Thor really stepped up this game.
Yeah, definitely was the player. And if you do look at the damage here, Moors and Ra putting out so much damage. Their whole team actually dealing a lot very similar damage. Ra leading the line with his total hero damage, but a lot of them above 10k. So their whole team doing a lot of work here. On the side of Galaxy though, Theon definitely putting out a lot of damage. A little lackluster performance there from Thend. Not really able to accomplish as much as he would like, but hey, it is what it is, and it is going to go into a game 3 here. So whoever will win this next game is going to be the victor going into the finals tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. And man, what a game by Gods. They really stepped it up this game. Really liking everybody's builds. They build really tanky, and you know, they were able to just run up there and get in their face and land some good pulls, some good Poseidon ults, and Raw actually showing why Minerva is a good pick here. Definitely liking his build a lot better this game, picking up the Igneous Blade.
Yeah, definitely. With that being said, guys, game three will be coming very shortly. My voice is almost gone, so hopefully it doesn't leave me until this last game of the day does happen. Please do stick around. We'll be back in the next 10 minutes, guys. Thanks. up and get this ultimate. All of them, it is a 4v5. This could be a huge fight. Lucy does jump in, good kick up. They are going to use the ultimate onto Thor. Thor does back up. They go on to Morris right now. Morris does get ulti by the Ares. Ares doesn't get the kill though. Naya with a good defensive usage on Ares, but Ares turrets. They're gonna go in. Ares does top. He gets absolutely blown up by the Mario. They are gonna die. Bruce Lee on that backline, dude. So much work. Gonna get this kill on the Diana as well as the fight is going crazy. He is diving. He does get the second kill. Wolfram does get out as well. All so low, but they do survive. And they are gonna dive. Bruce Lee jumps out of this way. And oh, good snipe.
Oh, life steal from Thor.
Put that pressure in the 1v1, does dash, do some damage, ultis onto Una, trying to do some damage, can the stun hit him? No, it doesn't, good kill there.
Oh, big ulti from Azrath.
Go in, he does get stunned, good counter initiation, he does almost drop, he does end up surviving. Good counter initiation back onto Team Vatos Locos, and they are gonna probably dive. This Una by himself does use an ulti onto them, but he actually died. At 5 here, they're gonna go on to Wolfram. Wolfram getting low, gets frozen, does die. Paul does jump into the back line, gets the stun off on Lunari. Line does drop too.
Estrat gonna land the ult. Bruce Lee gonna follow it up with the kick, and that's a free kill there.
By players, and they are gonna get bonded here. They have no vision here. They are gonna get caught up. Lulu trying to jump in on that back line. Then they get kited out easily by both Yuki and Aiden, and they are gonna end up getting up Rockman. 200% does get destroyed. Showed up as red when they're on blue side.
Bruce with the attack buff. He is going in. Oh, and there's the big ult by Astrat. So much damage. Bruce in a lot of trouble though. Will he land the kick? He knocks him up. Apollo. There's the kick. Nice little damage there.
And he jumps over.
Majority of the game, they can't really fight right off
Bruce
the
Lee
bat.
goes in onto this, and then you get the kill with Crystal. So that's another kill from WRX, and they're gonna get initiated on here in the early game. Snook actually gets caught out once again. Lotus trying to do some damage back onto Saxo, but not able to. They get 2 kills. So he kills that hero as well to end up falling. Tyrion's gonna try to run Poseidon solo, can't escape. Bruce Lee comes in and gets the kill. Good play there.
Will he turn around and get it? Diana gets absolutely destroyed. Bruce Lee in there. Estrat big ulti. Destroys him. Frozen Scepter going down, and
5-man wipe. This might be game here, Sean, as they do all 5 dying. WRX. Now the dragon is up, and they are going to initiate here on the Apollo. Apollo does jump in. He does jump back out. So does Zhao Yun. Does good damage onto the Poseidon. Good damage. 4-man ult or 2-man ulti from Poseidon. Cao does jump in. Does crazy amounts of damage. Gets a second kill onto Zhao Yun. Guan Yu trying to get a kill on Electros. Not able to. He does run away, and that is
rounder onto Una. Una in a lot of trouble in the mid lane. And there's the attack buff, and that's first blood. A 4-man game.
The initiation here on top. Mikio jumping onto his bits. Like kiting. Mikio does have to use his ult to try to escape. Burnator gonna stay on top of him. Is he gonna be able to get the kill? Does actually miss his jump. This is 2 good ulti there from Sun Wukong. Mikio does dodge his hammer or his slam down. Good dash there from Matt. He's actually gonna get onto Zen. Zen is dropping so low. Una with the great ult. Can they run? Wolfram does go on to Una, who's gonna run back into her hog. Good play.
Oh, the bomb!
Stun onto 7-Up, and 7-Up is definitely being cracked and open here. Welcome back, guys, to day 2 of the Heroes Evolved Championship North America Arena. We're getting into the final game of Galaxy versus God. I'm Fatal Luno, joined by Sean Decon here. Are you ready for this game 3, Sean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this series has been pretty hype. God's taking it pretty convincingly though last game against Galaxy.
Seems both teams have been pretty convincing, winning convincingly in their own right in both the games. I think Galaxy didn't win maybe as strongly as God did in the second series, but they did win in the first ones pretty convincingly. They had control of the game. Maybe looking at, there's going to be a little bit of play in the draft here. They know God went something a little bit different like Minos, and maybe they're going to ban out the Minos here, and respect ban, which won them that game essentially in the last one. So, we're gonna see what goes on the draft here. Do you think Galaxy is gonna ban out the Minos?
I definitely think they should. I think it was one of the biggest reasons Galaxy lost that game. Like Minos was always just pulling them over the wall, and Galaxy was really caught out all the time. They couldn't really do their own thing around the map because Minos pull range was just nutty. They were able to just pull them all the time over the walls and really catch them out.
Yeah,
And
especially Sins.
yeah, it really came out big that last game. But I guess we're just gonna see in this draft here Vince coming out for the first ban in the way of Galaxy.
Yeah, it makes sense. Very strong pick, and so is Aiden. Aiden and Vince both being banned, followed up by an Electros here, and we've seen the strength of Electros played in that last series, and constantly being banned in this series as well.
Yeah, pretty standard bans coming out so far, but I do think Galaxy really needs to ban that Minos. Thor just going ham on it last game, and I guess we'll see which ban. And it looks like Apollo gonna get banned out for Gods.
And then Wolfram instantly as well.
So no Minos ban. Maybe they might actually look to pick it.
Yeah, maybe.
They are hovering the Freya again. Oh, a nice Ares pick. I really like Ares. I think he made it through the draft both games. But nobody picked him.
Yeah, they do pick him up though, and Minos instantly picked up by Thor along with Freya, so they don't actually go for the Minerva, and they actually take Sin's Freya away from him. So kind of liking this from God. Maybe a little bit of mind game saying, hey Sins, what hero can you play on that carry role? Because Aiden, Freya, and Vince are not there anymore.
Yeah, definitely. The Freya pick would have been really good on the side of Galaxy too, because Ares does have that. Oh, nice.
And Grom.
Ares does have that single target lockdown, so Freya would have actually been a really good ADC in the way of Galaxy to really just burst that single target. But yeah, we do see a Magicka and Grom. I'm definitely happy that we see Grom.
I like Magicka. Not played a lot. She doesn't have that much rounded abilities to escape. She does have her speed burst, but I want to see how she plays here, and it looks like they might pick the Minerva themselves. I think Solus might be a little better, but maybe trying to join the Minerva ult with the Ares ult, which I do like. And I don't know, but we're getting into game 3 here, Sean. And chat, you let me know what your favorite draft is. Please tell me which team you think is going to win between God versus Galaxy in this game 3 decider of who goes into the finals. Who are you giving the upper hand here to, Sean?
Well, this is just personal opinion, but I think I like Galaxy's lineup a little bit better. I think they have a lot of single target catch potential, especially with the Grom, the Ares as well. They have the Minerva arrow to catch people out. They also have Magicka, which has a single target snare. So I think I feel like Galaxy, they really just got to try and catch people out and make the team fights an instant 4v5 before trying to push and take objectives. But I definitely like Galaxy's lineup a little bit better. But I guess we'll just have to see, because Gods and Thor on that Minos, once again, it's going to be deadly.
Yeah, definitely. And we're going to see if they can actually change this around. And it just looks like it's pretty standard. Both teams are making sure they get their own buffs. Going a little aggressive here, actually, from God, getting some wards down in their jungle. Both teams looking to do the same thing, though. Both getting some wards down in the enemy's jungle and looking to steal the wolves here. And I think Grom might go do the same thing with Blurry. And if they do it, they need to do it sooner rather than later, because no one is sitting in the top lane right now.
Yeah, and I like the start coming out from Gods here. They all ran into the Dragon Pit and warded over the pit, so that if someone started Wolves, Thor was ready for a pull there. So that was really well played, and they're just going to invade Dinos as well.
Yeah. I know, just the solo Ares invading. Grom does head to this top lane. I don't know, he might need some help here in this top lane, because Nosferatu is kind of being played as the support, as they do pick up a Nosferatu and a Una here, if you didn't notice, from God. So they do have 2 AP damage dealers. So on the side of Galaxy, they're going to need to build a little more AP armor than usual.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like Nosferatu is actually playing like a roam role. He's just going to be jungling a little bit and giving support to his mid laner.
Yeah, Magicka very good at clearing waves in the middle though, so good matchup here against Una. Has a lot of damage too. She can late in the game, she can definitely one-shot some heroes with that demonic diadem.
I'd like to see the Grom start roaming around in the enemy jungle and just looking for a hook here.
Yeah, it looks like he is right now. Actually, goes for the hook on Zeus, but doesn't actually land it. They are gonna go into Zeus though. I think he should have waited for the stun from Guan Yu, and it lands an easy hook.
Definitely should have. Yeah, it would have been such an easy hook for them, and they probably would have secured first blood there.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, but Zeus actually gets pulled in, and that's first blood. He gets absolutely blown up.
Grom can do for your team. Basically, what Minos does, just hooking and pulling heroes in. Obviously, Grom can only pull in one, but hey, if you can find those picks early on, it's definitely going to help your team.
Yeah, and this is why I like Galaxy's lineup so much. They have so much catch potential with the hook, with the Ares ult, with Magicka Snare, with the arrow from Sins. They can just catch anybody out around the map whenever they want. And you can see the hook coming out. There's the stun, and there's the taunt right onto Thor, and he gets absolutely blown up. Guan Yu doing some good damage there with the spin, and that's a 2 for 0, and then we have Galaxy.
Yeah, Galaxy taking the lead. They did take that dragon as well. Not looking too hot for God, and as I was saying before, I feel like the blue side is always just winning these games for some odd reason, and it could just be a factor of how much advantage they have over that dragon in the early game.
Yeah, definitely. And there's another pull from Thin. Oh my god, right onto Zeus. He does land the ulti, but the lifesteal is just not enough. And Grom, this is the power of Grom. This is what I was talking about, Fatal.
Yeah, definitely very good.
There's another hook. Oh!
Almost lands, and this is why Sean has been preaching it the last couple of games. He wants to see the Grom come out, and Send definitely showing the strength of it right here.
Yeah, definitely. Although the nerf did go on to Grom with his hook speed, you can see he's definitely not out of this meta right now.
Pushing in this bottom lane. Grom looking to hook someone.
Yeah, he's looking for blood.
If they do try to defend this tower, this is what Grom's good at. If you're pushing a tower and the enemy team tries to actually push into you and take out the creeps, he's very good at hooking you out of there and possibly getting a pick. So, I like this play coming out from Galaxy.
Oh, can Magicka steal his buff? Just barely, and Zeus takes it. And look at that mid tower, very low.
Yeah, Magicka doing a great job just consistently pushing it more. Is feeling like he has to rotate a little more because they're so far behind, but not able to actually find anything. Right now, 5k behind on the side, or 5k behind on the side of Gods.
And Galaxy might actually look to dive this bottom tower. They are going to secure this tower. And the rotation from Gods is just a little bit too slow there.
Yeah, very slow there. I like this out from Galaxy, who actually don't even ban Thor, Thora on the Minos. They actually just kind of, you know, were like, hey, you did good that first game, but we know how to beat it now, and it shows their character right now in this game too. Taking a second tower. And game
oh, Helio. Helio getting caught out. There's the taunt from Revenge there, and Helio, he's gonna leap over the wall. Oh. Does make it out.
Oh, he does miss from Fen. They're gonna try to go back in. Minos possibly looking for a pull. Good stun. Someone did use their speed boost on the locket. Yeah, Grom actually goes a good pull onto Thor. Does use his ult. Gets pulled back by Thor. Fen does end up dropping to Una.
Yeah, he said, you pull me, well, I'll pull you right back into my team. And he gets absolutely blown up.
Yeah, poor Thend. And we can see Thend's build right now. It doesn't really have the tankiest of builds. Going that locket instead for that speed burst of his team. But I really like that item choice from Grom.
Yeah, definitely. It allows him and his entire team to just apply more pressure on the map and really catch people out or even disengage a lot better.
Yeah, definitely. And it allows him to get closer, use that speed burst, get closer and land those hooks, and as well as for Ares to get in.
Yeah, exactly. It's really good for Ares as well, just to get that movement speed and get in there to land a good taunt.
Grom right now pushing his top lane, might actually take it with these creeps, but Freya gonna go there and actually handle those creeps. So good rotation there from Freya. Dragon up in 2 seconds is gonna spawn here. God does know about it. They want to fight this because they know this next dragon can lead to a huge gold influx for Galaxy. Minerva starting to do it over
and
the
Grom's gonna just pull it when it's got about a quarter health, and they're just gonna secure it here, I bet.
They're gonna try to run to find a pick. Grom does that the hook onto Thor, gets Divine Judgment as well, and they do get the kill. Well played there by Fend, going off on this Grom.
Yeah, Galaxy just playing so well. They're playing their team comp really, really well. They are finding the picks. They're making these fights 4v5, and now Gods, they can't even contest because they just keep getting picked off.
Yeah, it's so hard for Gods right now. Galaxy, there's the hook again onto Raw. What can he do? Freya dropping once again, and it's just not looking hard for Gods.
Yeah, they definitely need to pray to the gods for this one. And then he's looking for some blood. Minos actually ports in. He lands a big 3-man pull there, but Grom actually ults him out of the fight. Thor in a lot of trouble. And Burninator, he is going to drop Thor. He will drop as well, and that's a 3-for-1 trade in the way of Galaxy.
Yeah, and they get the tower. That hook just barely missing onto the Una, and they're going to take this mid tower as well. Magica doing a lot of damage in these team fights as well. Actually leading in the kill score chart 3-0 and 2. And I like this build from her. A very fast Frozen Scepter coming out from her.
Yeah, and they are going to start Zakar. And if they actually secure this buff, it will be 9 minutes. They will get those mega creeps. Could be very huge, and Revenge, he's got to back off here. He's getting pretty low.
They're going to take the Zakar. The Zakar buff will hit on the 9-minute mark. So this is a really good timing for Galaxy to take the Zakar.
Definitely looking pretty grim here for Gods. I'm not too sure what they can do. I feel like Grom is just doing such a great job just being around the map and finding these picks for his team.
Yeah, I think the draft may have not gone in their favor as they would have expected, and this Nosferatu pick definitely a pick that was very strange, not offering them much more CC for their team.
Yeah, and I feel like the output of damage is just not that much from him right now either, because they're so far behind. He's just a little bit irrelevant.
Just taking all the outer turrets right now. Galaxy just increasing that goal lead up to 30k, or sorry, 20k now.
Now they can actually siege with this Grom hook. They are going to have mega creeps. They'll probably shove in this wave, and they'll wait for Fen to just make a nice little play here.
Definitely. All eyes are on Fend here.
Yeah, he's looking for some blood. Just misses the hook.
Definitely misses the hook. Blood was not found. Our speed bursting bottom. Trying to look for a hook again, not able to find it. But it's okay if he doesn't land these. They're actually going to go on to stars here, but not actually able to catch Magica. Oh, good damage there from Minerva though onto that tower.
And then he's gonna go for the hook. Oh, these hooks are just so close.
Oh, just narrowly missing the Nosferatu there on that one. Fend missing 4 in a row now. Maybe a little bit off his game after landing so many in that early game.
Yeah, maybe his hands there, his fingers getting a little sweaty there.
Yeah, a little bit of a sweaty finger pusher there from Fend, and he's getting some
slipping,
good D-wards down.
with his hook games there. He's getting a little sweaty.
I like Fend's pickup here on the Oracle. Actually, you know, removing these wards, allowing him to actually look for these hooks from under the turret or from the other side of the turret. Actually does look for the hook, just barely misses Helio there. But these towers slowly falling. Gonna take the mid tower as well. It looks like with this buff. Creeps. Minerva did take that top one, is going to go in and possibly take the second one. They need to defend this one. If they give up a second one, it's not going to look good. Minos isn't able to actually catch him out. Top tower low as heck too. Can they actually defend this? And they're actually going to let it fall, and it does end up falling. They need to do something here, Gods. They're just falling so far behind. And a good hook. Oh, just hits the creep who tanks the hook for them. But look how low this tower is. This is not looking good for Gods. They need to defend it, and they don't. Gods had to do something there, Sean.
Yeah, definitely. And because Grom's, even though Grom's missing all these hooks, it's definitely buying Galaxy a lot of room. No one wants to get hooked here, so it allows them to take all 3 base turrets.
Yeah, and that is not the play Gods needed. I don't know how they can come back from this now. Not looking too hot for them.
Yeah, Galaxy doing a great job of just sieging right now. They do have some power spikes on their items. I'm looking for Then right here. He barely lands the hook once again.
Galaxy going possibly end the game here, letting the creeps do the job, and I think this is the smart play. Now letting these super creeps finally come in. Good ulti from Grom. It's gonna be the last team fight. Good ulti from Minerva onto that backline. Pull from Needles onto 3. Good damage coming out from Zeus as well. And they're going revenge. Does end up falling on the side of Galaxy. It is a 2 for 3 right now in favor of God, but they need to defend from these creeps that are hitting this tower. Magica still doing damage. Raw gonna chase Blurry. Does actually kill him. Now on the 1v1 versus Stars. Stars starts to run away. Good team fight there from God, but they need to get something out of this. Look how low this base the base is. Less than half. This is not looking good for them. And Freya and both Burning and need to push down this mid lane and try to get something here. Can they catch this Magica out? They will be able to catch him out. This is really good for Gods here, turning the tides.
Yeah, definitely. That's the kind of fight that Gods really needed. But I just feel like Galaxy at this point, they can just shoot their bodies at that base and eventually it's just going to fall. I don't know if Gods can actually defend their base for the majority of the game.
Yeah, they need to take they need to push out their lanes, take a next fight outside of the base. If not, this is not going to look too hot for them. It's the only way they're going to be able to get back in here because this tower is just, or this base rather, is just falling apart slowly but surely.
Yeah, like even though Galaxy pretty much got wiped there, I feel like they can just do it again. Look at the gold lead. They still have a pretty significant gold lead. It's not like the tides have swung in God's favor. I feel more like Galaxy can just keep shooting their bodies over and over at that base, and you can see that base is under half from that last
I imagine they're gonna wait for the Zakar, and when they do take the Zakar, it might just be game there because it's just so hard for them to defend. And if they do take a fight, they need to take a fight outside of the base, because if these creeps are in there and they take a fight, the creeps will just end the game for them. These super creeps are just so strong, especially with that buff that's coming up in the next 8 seconds. That buff, I mean, Zakar.
Definitely the smart play here for Galaxy. They really want to secure the win over Gods here to make it into the final day. Zakar does spawn here, and it looks like Ares and Sins, they are going to start the Zakar. They're just going to absolutely melt it, and there's nothing really Gods can do right now to contest.
I like this from Prom as well, building a second Frozen Scepter on his side. Not really going tanky, just looking for those picks and Frozen Scepter right after, so really liking that from Thund.
Yeah, his build is just so well going that Gargoyles, or we call it Locket now, as well as the Frozen Scepter. It's going to allow him to lock someone down if he does land that hook.
Yeah, so hard here for Gods. Gets hooked on the Nosferatu. Nosferatu just gets blown up instantly. They're trying to reinitiate onto Fear, but these creeps are hitting the base. Creeps are hitting the base. The back line, they're trying to peel back to kill the creeps. Not able to. Creeps do win the game for Team Galaxy. Galaxy is your team that's going in to the finals versus RNO. Gods will be going up in the third place game tomorrow. Well played by Galaxy in that game, Sean.
Yeah, definitely. And I knew right from the start of the game, I really loved their draft. They had such a nice pick-off lineup, and I said at the beginning that they needed to play aggressive, and you saw Then just step up. He was always in the enemy jungle looking for hooks. He landed so many hooks in the other game, and it allowed Ares to follow up with the taunt. Ares kept getting those taunt wins off those hooks, and it allowed him to snowball. You can see all of them just playing so well, so far ahead, so farmed. They just played their comp so well, and Galaxy definitely deserved to advance into day 3 finals.
Yeah, that early game from Thend just definitely pushed Galaxy over that threshold in order for them to win. He may have not have been a huge factor later on in the game, but because of those early team fight wins, because of him finding those pickoffs, allows their team to just explode and actually output that damage and, become so strong in that late game to allow them to ultimately win. So really well played there by Thend. And if we look at the damage charts before we do end the stream here, we look at this Magica who outputted 21,000 hero damage in comparison to anyone on our team, did so much damage. So all those Magica haters, watch out. You're going to be seeing some Magica games in your games because definitely a hero to be reckoned with. And if we look at the damage charts on the side of Gods, we saw Ra try to do as much work as he could on that Freya, but just wasn't enough as Thor and Helio weren't able to output the amount of damage as they were in the last game. With that being said, guys, that is the end of this best of 3 series. Galaxy takes it 2-1 over Gods. Anything you'd like to add, Sean?
Yeah, I guess before we end this stream for day 2, stick around for the finals tomorrow. Follow Heroes Evolved on their Twitch, their Facebook. Keep up to date on the patch notes, everything. We will be keeping you up to date, and also join our community Discord. I think Fatal Uno will be posting that in the chat for you to join. It's just a little community we're trying to get together on Discord to hang out and just talk about the game and the new patch notes and everything, and just pretty much get the community talking together. And maybe you can even meet some new friends or find a party to queue up with and stuff. I think it's just a really great idea, and I'm sure Fatal will just post that link in there. Yep. Also, you can follow me and Fatal Uno at SeanDaCon on Twitter, Facebook, and also we make YouTube content. So if you just search at SeanDaCon on YouTube, you'll find a lot of our highlight videos. Follow Heroes Evolved on YouTube too. All of these casts will be uploaded to YouTube shortly after we end the stream. So keep up to date, and we appreciate you guys watching today.
Yeah, and once again, guys, please give us a follow on Twitch, on Twitter. Keep up to date. We stream consistently all the time, almost every night. Me and Sean both stream. Not always Heroes Evolve, but we might start streaming some Heroes Evolve now, just to show you guys we know what we're talking about and we can play just as good. With that being said, guys, thanks for tuning in. We're going to end it off here. Stick around for the codes. We love you all. See you guys tomorrow. Have a good one, guys.